question, why you don't never play with my nipples? I got nipples too. It's my turn to get tied up. Not them handcuffs though. I got PTSD. Welcome to Hard or Soft, where men speak, so hopefully somebody will understand. I like this. Is the volume ready?
Jesus Christ! What is this?
Oh shit!
Jesus Christ!
Oh shit! Oh my God! I love this video. Take it off. I get it. You win.
I thought you said that.
Oh my God!
You good?
No.
I have another one. You good?
No, I promise you, I'm good.
Are you good?
I'm good. You win. You win. Yo, you so diabolical, son. What's wrong with you, son?
Yo,
this is what you. This is the energy you starting with today?
Why not? We have a legend in the house. We got to go all the way.
I swear to God, this is not what I thought you had in mind. This is not what I thought you had in mind.
Listen, you gotta stay ready. You know what I'm saying?
God,
now I'm gonna let y'all know. Of course, the Discord you guys can't hear, and you listeners can't hear. But I'll do you a favor. I will put this video into the new episode discussion folder on Patreon. That is patreon.com/hard or soft. Oh, the Hard or Soft Show. That's what you got to do. You got to go sign up. You got to get to the middle or the second tier, the middle or the third tier, and you can go into the new episode discussion to see the video. This was something called CBT.
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, of course.
What does that mean?
Cock and ball torture.
Cock and ball torture. Oh my God. What we saw was a video of a man.
That wasn't a man. That was an alien. Because there's no way he's alive after that shit. You can't be a human being and be alive after that. I swear I'm never looking at that. I'm never watching stuff like that. Never again, bro. No. My balls left my body. I don't know where they're at right now. You got your balls still?
I think they're in my throat. Is that bad? Oh, I can't say that around you, right? Because then you.
I didn't say anything.
You did. You made that face.
I didn't say anything.
You made that face. Like, come on,
I got glasses on for a reason.
First of all, it's not even gay if they're mine. I can do what I want.
I didn't say. Did you hear me say anything? Did you hear me say anything?
I probably would.
Did I say anything?
No, you did not.
I didn't say anything.
You did not.
Listen, what you do with your balls is none of my business. Just don't do that. Matter of fact, if you do that, it's my business. I haven't been that uncomfortable in a while. Just that. As long as he's not doing that. Because now I got a question if you're really.
If you found out your friend was doing this, first of all, we have a legend in the house. I don't normally introduce our guests at all, but we do have Sinnamon Love in the house.
Woo! Let's clap it up for Sinnamon Love.
Thank you.
I will get into all of the particulars if you do not know who she is, but it's a thing. Especially for me. It's my time. This is my time.
I mean, it's our time, too. No?
But if you found out your friend liked CBT, if you found out I liked CBT, what is your next reaction to that? Like, what do you do?
I'm going to ask you exactly what date the CIA sends you. Because there's no way we're just actually friends. Like, you are here to do something. I don't know what it is. But we cannot be friends and you doing shit like that.
Why?
Because I'm going to look at you like, what kind of fucking man of steel are you, bro? Like, bro, you know the funny thing? He was low-key like taking it like,
he was
I'm sitting there like, oh my, I'm holding my thighs, not even my balls.
But why do we have that type of reaction to that?
Balls are so sensitive, my nigga.
Why do other men, when they see another guy get punched in his nut or something and they see him react to that, the other guys go, oh.
It's telekinesis.
It's like we're connected like
by
AI.
the balls.
Yeah, you're connected like AI.
by the balls is nuts.
We're connected.
Yeah.
Connected by the balls sounds like a title.
This watching this video made me think, what is the craziest or fetish that somebody has brought into the bedroom? Like y'all are doing your thing and they told you, or maybe told y'all in conversation, like, this is what I'm into. And did you enjoy it, or did you say like, no, I'm not gonna do it?
So I think this is only, I feel like the reason it was so outlandish to me is because of when it actually occurred or when the situation happened. I was like in my early 20s, might have been like 22, 21, eons ago, and I'm not doing that today. I am not doing that today. And she was like, yo, are you nasty or disgusting? And I'm like, what the fuck is the difference? She was like, no, like, nasty is like, okay, maybe you eat ass. Disgusting is you're gonna let me pee on your chest. I'm like, you want to pee on my chest? I'm like a 20-year-old lad.
That's hot.
And I'm just like,
It's very hot.
I'm like,
Very hot.
no, you're not peeing on me. And then my chest is gonna break out. And she was an older woman too. She just knew like, all right, yeah, this nigga, he's just not there yet. But at that time, I feel like somebody requesting to piss on me was the most outlandish thing that I've ever heard in my life at that time. Now it's like, okay, I get it.
You would do it,
No, I didn't say that. I said I get it.
but you get what? What's the
I
difference?
get like how that's a thing, you know. But that was the most
So
outlandish
if
shit.
I asked you
Oh my god!
to let, if I could, pee on you, you wouldn't let me do it?
Under one condition,
What's that?
you gotta give me an autograph after.
Oh, absolutely. That's all it takes?
That's all it takes is an order.
I'm that easy. Wait, I should have went for more.
Yeah, let me eat your ass or something.
I'm
like,
that
damn,
easy?
let me eat your ass while you doing it.
That was
Okay,
easy.
y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard it, right?
I'm that easy.
He gonna let me
I'm
Wow,
easy.
exchange
Wait.
autograph.
I'd like to renegotiate this term.
It's too late. Everybody heard it.
Listen,
Everybody
Jessica.
heard it. Everybody heard it. The whole Patreon said it.
No. That was
It's a done deal now.
that was the intro.
You gotta think about this. This sentence, if I may, be slightly vulgar for a second.
Yeah.
I ate Sinnamon Love's ass while she peed on me. Is a bar.
That's a bar.
That's not a bar.
That's a bar.
That's a.
Nigga said
Epic.
pound sign.
You can't touch me, nigga.
Epic.
You can't touch
Nigga
me.
said pound sign. So what would Drake say?
Cinnamon, I would ask
my
you the
God.
same thing.
It's funny that when you talk about pissing, I
Let me make sure that
remember.
this mic is close.
Is it close enough? I can lean forward a little bit. Oh, perfect. See, now it's right in my mouth.
Oh.
Don't.
I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. It's okay.
We trying to be.
You gonna take it out of my mouth now? Are you gonna spray all over me when you take it out of my mouth?
Behave, Tahoe.
I can't. I'm sweating. I'm losing my cool. Oh God.
Actually, when you talk about pissing, when I first got into the business, I had been in the business like maybe a year, and I got taken under the wing of a couple of women that were, they were the stars at that time. So it was like Toy Clayton and Venus, Dominique, Simone. There was like everybody lived in like 3 apartment buildings in Hollywood. So I used to hang out with them all the time. And they're the ones who kind of got me into escorting. And so when I first started escorting, I ran an ad, and this is like before the internet, so we were advertising in the back of the newspaper, in the back of the paper, right?
Right.
Paper.
In the paper, like the Village Voice, like shit like that. You would advertise.
Like what?
It was the pre-Craigslist. It was pre-Craigslist. It was like it was the newspaper. So anyway, I used to try to advertise, and nobody would ever book me to do like regular sex shit. So it was like the first person that ever booked me actually wanted me to piss on them, and I was so like bladder shy, like I couldn't do it because it's like I need to. Why are you watching me? What are you doing? So this guy would like pay me to come over to his house like every couple of days. I'd come over and he would pay me. He'd apply me with water and champagne and like all this stuff. And so at first he was like, okay, well, can I just like watch you pee in the bathroom? And then I was like, okay, we could do that. And then he would like, I came out of the bathroom and he would like have me, like he had me had a newspaper on the floor in front of a coffee table. So I was like sitting on the coffee table and he like had me like pee and like he could just like touch it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Wash his hands
like touch this, like wash his hands and like touch the screen, the stream, and then slowly like built me up to be able to actually pee on him, like because he wanted
he was
to
like grooming you for this.
He's smart.
He knew to play.
Well, he knew what he knew what
done this before.
He's done this before, and it's like he knew what he wanted, and he knew that not everybody can just do it. Like you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to work up to the thing that you want to do. Right. So
he potty trained you.
He potty trained me to pee on people.
Hey, this motherfucker potty trained you. This nigga's a genius.
To pee on people. But it's still to this day is one of my favorite things to do. Like I love peeing on people. I love like peeing like making people drink my piss. Like I like having someone pee on my pussy. Like it's
like
shit
literally
is fucking
stand
hot.
over you and you're just with legs open and they just
or like put their dick right in the opening and like pee in my pussy like that.
In it?
Oh,
yeah,
inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
the shit is fucking hot. It's so hot.
That's not like hazardous.
No, it's not because the vagina is self-cleaning.
So she's gonna push it out anyway.
And we're talking about somebody who drinks a lot of water. Yeah. Like their diet is not Hennessy and fucking like you know what I'm saying, like and hot Cheetos. It's like they eat their fruits and vegetables and like they drink their water. They're it's like if your urine is clear, it's sterile. So it's perfectly fine to like swallow somebody's piss.
In my pussy is a wild request. That's a wild request.
I've made I've only made that request a few times. Like I have to be really, really into somebody.
And they've done it.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
Just to open.
And it's hard because you can't be hard and also pee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never pissed hard like in the morning.
I can. In the morning.
I mean, it's because it's two different parts of the muscle. Anyway.
It is. But sometimes
you be peeing hard.
Hard
Sometimes,
bro. Sometimes I just gotta go in the tub and just pee in the tub because I can't.
Do you clean it afterwards?
It hurts.
Yeah, I just turn the shower on and let the shit go. No, it don't hurt, but if you try to push down, for some reason, the squirt comes out like 2-3 different directions and shit. It's fucked up. So I just lean over the side of the tub and like, drop it in the tub. Is that
what you do? Just drop it in the tub, motherfucker?
Just like that.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
And just turn the shower on after it and just let the shit run down. But that was a wild request.
Pour some baking soda in there.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna make sure you've done this before.
I'm
now she's grooming us.
Yo, listen.
They say
she's trying to potty train us.
Yeah. The wildest. Jeez, I would have to. I thought mine's was crazy. Yours may take the cake, but mine came at a time that was just out of this world. Like I didn't know what was happening. I'm leaving the club with a chick. We get to my house. She strips me naked. She said, I just want to tell you something. I have a foot fetish.
Oh.
I know where this is going.
Do not know what a foot fetish is. I think, she just wants to rub feet. Yeah. She lays me down on, like, my bed. I had a twin bed at the time. She gets at the foot of the bed, and my feet are, like, hanging off. She gets on her knees, and when I tell you, she went to town.
Which side of the bed was you on, the left side or the right side?
What was she doing?
Sucking. She worshipped him. She worshipped him. It wasn't even just sucking. Like I wasn't even there anymore. It was just her and my feet. I'm just sitting there like this for a while, just laying there.
How did you
she's
feel?
in love with the feet. She's rubbing, she's kissing, she's breathing. She's rubbing them on her face, on her body. And then when I tell you, bro, she deep throated my feet.
Yeah.
Your feet?
Nigga, when I tell you, like, my feet were in there.
Shit's great. It's great.
I'm just laying there like, but it feels good. Yeah. It's somewhat ticklish.
Can I be honest? I don't got the cutest feet, so like my feet kind of like off limits.
What about women's feet?
I ain't gonna lie, I did say you got some cute feet when you came in. That's my favorite. That's my favorite color after purple. So yeah, definitely.
Look at that.
Yeah. That's a footable. That's a faceable foot.
I like to rub feet.
That's a faceable foot.
That's a faceable foot. That could be all on my face, like in my face, in my mouth.
Rubbing feet is like a good pastime.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not gonna deep throat your feet on the top.
You won't kiss it. You won't kiss them.
But I'll. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. I'm here for some shit.
So you just went that way.
I'm telling you right now. Listen,
I don't want you to be jealous.
Nah, it's cool. Nah, you went that way first. You picked your side. Stay over there.
I mean,
It's cool.
you need to be a little closer, I think.
Nah, I don't want to be. I get a little close.
my boy about to listen.
Okay.
We talking about somebody that could take both of us now. Don't play with her.
Easily.
Easily is crazy.
Ooh, right.
And your beard is nuts.
Yes.
Jesus, she got us open. She has us open.
We out here doing okay.
Already.
Now we're talking about.
I have a big foot fetish. Also, I have a huge foot fetish. The craziest thing I've ever done with my feet. Actually, I remember there's a woman. We're still friends to this day, but there's a woman I was seeing for a period of time, and she was telling me that she really liked to be foot fucked. So she likes to have a foot in her pussy. Mm-hmm. And the way she explained it is that because we walk around with our feet covered all day, they're not as desensitized as like our hands, right? And so like I like being fisted. Like I have, I stretch very nicely.
You say that like you like cheese.
I like being fisted. I like being fisted.
I like Doritos.
I'm a size queen. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like big dicks. I like being fisted. Like all these things. It's just a part. It's just another part of the body. But she was telling me that she really liked being foot fucked, and she was explaining that because the nerve endings in the foot are so sensitive, because we walk around with them covered all the time. So, she encouraged me to put my foot inside her, and so I was able to get my foot up to about here.
Wow.
Like up to about here inside her. And it felt like I could feel the moisture of her pussy like just slowly dripping all over my foot. Like it was just like a waterfall on my it was the most amazing experience I've ever had.
The texture of the inside of a vagina.
Yeah, it's for a woman, it's the closest thing that we can experience as to what it feels like to have a penis.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
so true.
It felt so fucking good. So I just, encourage everybody that's listening, if you have an opportunity to
put a foot in somebody's pussy.
Just so you can feel what it feels like.
That's actually true. Your foot, think about how ticklish your foot is.
Yeah.
Tickle like that, so you're able to feel shit with your feet.
Yeah.
That your hands
are not gonna. They're not sensitive in the same way, like because our hands are so utilitarian. So when you have something like your foot, which I mean, and also just not to be like super geeky about it, but the kidney meridian runs from the this part of the foot right here all the way up the back of the leg and right to the genitals, right? So when you activate, if you want to really I
follow her. Because I felt creepy just now.
Yeah, I watched the line.
I followed. I was just like,
you were following the way all the way up.
Catch yourself.
I'm like, yo, I'm on the show. I'm on the show.
Why are you stuck on this right now? I was just like, yo, you're bugging. I'm sorry, but keep going.
But yeah, if you can the erogenous zones in the body, they start at the right where if you curl your toes, it starts right at that point, and they go all the way up the back of the leg going into the vagina. So, and then they also,
is that for male and female?
For male and female. So if you go in, like if you're like massaging someone and you want to run along that kidney meridian, you can touch each of the erogenous zones. You just go in a little deep, but not too firm, and you go around in a little circle, and you can figure out which one of their erogenous zones outside of the typical genitals are activate on them. And as you do that, you I found out about this because somebody did it to me, and this was last year. So when they did it, I was like, how the fuck did you know about that point right there? Like, where did that come from?
So was it switch or something?
No, it will make you have an orgasm.
What? Yeah. Wait.
Like, it'll turn you on.
Yeah. So you telling me that if I want some buns, all I gotta do is just rub some feet properly?
Give a woman a massage.
Where's the YouTube video tutorial?
Give the massage. Give a massage.
I'm telling you right now.
The best sex I've ever had was when I have a partner in LA that I've known for 22 years. And before we have sex, every single time he gives me an adjustment, like he cracks my back, and then gives me a massage, and then we have sex. And I'm so relaxed.
That is connected
and
to
turned
every
on.
One of my greatest sexual experiences I'm telling you, the massage first.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't know the person. For me personally,
get to know their body.
get to know their body first.
Right.
Let them know you taking your time. That was going to be my tip today. I swear to God, this was going to be my tip today.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Because that massage, it breaks them down. Like they're like,
That backfired.
he's appreciating me. He's not
Yeah.
just trying to do shit to me.
Yeah.
And then you get into the motions and it's dope. Of course, you get into head after that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, appreciate
Yeah.
your body. Yo, it's crazy.
That backfired on me one day. I was giving a back massage and I was going in. I was dancing on that shit, get my forearms in it. And she was like moaning and shit. She was so sensual. And I was so turned on that when it was time for me to get the action, I had fake like kinda nutted a little bit, like ready.
How you nutted a little bit?
Like it was like this man moist down there. Like I was like it was a slow nut. Like you know like when you like it just like over like when a cup of water overflow a little bit. And I was like, she was like, did you? I was like, nah, I ain't do that.
I'm just really turned on.
I ain't do that. Like
I kind of hate when my balls load up before the action starts.
when they do what?
That's like if I'm eating pussy for mad long and I'm basically humping the bed. Like my shit, your nuts is just like, yo, I'm ready.
Like right
So
now.
yeah, she's like, yo, you fuck. I'm like, I ain't got no. It ain't. It's gonna happen immediately.
Yeah.
She's like, just put it. Just
You
put
gotta
it
change positions.
and do what?
maybe like let her sit on your face.
Let it calm down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe even right here, sitting on the couch. Like bring her forward a little bit, so that to the edge of the couch, so that you can be kneeling in front of her. If you're gonna worship the pussy, you might as well be on your knees.
So I gotta pray to the
On
pussy.
your back though. I ain't gonna hold you because right in my face, I'm able to like hold you right there, and you're able to maneuver while I'm doing things.
Spread it all over your face.
Spread it all in. So there's multiple ways.
Love that.
To get to it. And especially when you really like, because I guess when you're on your knees, sometimes you can be a little bit too polite, and she can, she might want more, but she can't really angle your face the way it could be.
I don't know about that.
But sitting,
She said, not me.
if you sit on the guy's face, you don't think you have more control over how aggressive you can get?
I feel like no, it doesn't matter what position I'm in. I'm gonna definitely get mine. Not like
How?
that, but how?
Yeah, how?
I have, I've been in the business for 30 years. And, I started when I was 19. I'm 49. I've had a lot of experience with learning my
49.
body.
You look amazing for 49. You look amazing.
I'm going to be
for
50 this
49.
year. I'm super excited. I'm trying to go to Afro-Punk Joburg for my birthday. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's like I've had practice, like learning my body and learning what my body wants and needs. And I have no qualms about telling somebody what, politely, like what I need, you know what I'm saying? And also like I have this thing that I do where I started doing recently where I have these like post-coital like conversations with the people, with my lovers, where it's like in a non-sexual space. We go to like, maybe we go to dinner or drinks or something like a couple of days after we've had sex, and then that way we're able to talk about the things that we liked, the things that we didn't like, the things that we would have preferred. We talk about all of those kinds of like all of the experiences.
Like a recap.
It's like a recap, like what I'm saying. I call it a post-coital integration. But it's like it's whereas like with BDSM you have aftercare, right? But it's like how do you have a conversation with somebody about a sexual experience? It's like most people don't like to do it in the moment or immediately afterwards because they're worried about whether or not their partner is gonna impact their
Your ego.
Their ego, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, I like to do it a day or two afterwards, or 2 or 3 days afterwards, have dinner, have lunch, and like, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
So my question to you is, do you feel like, based on who you are and what you represent, do you feel like sometimes maybe those kind of conversations can come off intimidating?
No, I mean, I haven't really had a problem with that, like, because it's only something that I've been doing more recently.
Okay.
And it's been really well received by my partners because it gives them an opportunity to, to learn what they could do better. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is, not everybody is an expert. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, a lot of people think that whatever has worked for other people is going to work in every situation. And it's like, my body is different than your body, or different than your body. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to treat each person as an individual when it comes down to sex.
It's so interesting that we're talking about this, because a friend of mine was speaking to me, and she was basically like, yo, he won't eat my pussy. He won't eat my pussy. And it's been mad times we having sex and he will not eat my pussy. And I'm like, and so it got into deeper, and she was basically like, yo, and he's not good at it or whatever. And I was like, did you tell him that? And she was like, yeah. I told him, like, you don't eat pussy, right? You don't know how to eat pussy.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's why he don't want to do it.
That's why he won't do it.
That's why he don't want to do it.
I feel like you don't realize that a man's sexual, that's connected to his ego.
Yeah.
Like, you really just killed it for him, and he doesn't do it because you made him feel weak.
And it's nothing to say. It's nothing to wait. To think about it and process it yourself. It's like, what didn't I like about the way that this person was eating my pussy? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then go to them. Like, and meet up for drinks, or meet up for lunch, or whatever, or send a text message.
Don't bring that up
and
over
tell
turkey
them
salad. Like,
I mean, but no, you can though.
So I want to talk to you about something.
Go right, nigga.
No. I like to start with what they did right. You know what I'm saying? Like the last time I did this, we met up for drinks, and then we went to dinner, like at this little eat-out spot across the street. And we were sitting there talking, and I was like, we started talking about what we liked about the last time that we were together. Like, but actually, I also told them I wanted to practice this with them. Like, I wanted to have this post-coital integration, and I explained what it was. And so we started off. It's like, what did I like? I loved when you did this. I liked when you did that. This was I really enjoyed this. And it got us talking about all the fun stuff and the good stuff, and got us to a place where we were not turned on, but not in a sexual way. Like, I'm really into the intellectual part of sex. Like, that turns me on. And so, like, we got to talk about it, and then as we both exchanged what we liked, it was like, I said, when you were eating my pussy, I would have preferred if you did this, or I would have really enjoyed if you did this. Like for me, I find that a lot of men, for whatever reason, don't finger while they're eating pussy. And to me, that's like a given. So I'm going to make sure that I tell someone, like, it's like, I loved when you were eating my pussy. If you had added 2 fingers and played with me while you were sucking on my clit, that would have sent me over the edge. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, saying it in that way, it's like, I'm not telling them in a way to break down their ego. I'm actually stroking their ego and giving them the necessary information that they need on how to make me come.
Now,
do you know what I'm saying? And what man is going to take offense to that? Like, it's like, if you want to fuck me, don't you want me to get off? Like, if you want me to get off, let me tell you how to do it. But if I've
had bad experiences in the past, what's the best way that you can tell somebody that doesn't like it or isn't good at it how to do it? Because I feel like a lot of women are having this problem.
Yeah.
But don't know how to have that conversation. Now, the things you've said already were great.
Yeah.
But what if he's really like, he's great with his dick, super great, but has had PTSD with head before and is just not good at it?
What do you do when a woman gives bad head? Like, how do you talk to her about, like, not using her teeth, or, like, do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to bust her ego either. But how do you talk to a woman when she's, you know what I'm saying, when it's not working? So,
to be honest with you, it's so funny that you said that. You literally just took a page out of my book. I'm big on that all the time. When it comes to not just romantic relationships, but friendships, I'm always big on letting people know what they did right.
Okay.
When you did a good job, I let you know. I try my best to lead with, like, positive reinforcement and positive energy. Yeah. That way, when I do critique you, or I do tell you like what it is you can improve on, it's not that you were bad. It's just really more so, how can we make this experience better? Right. So when you do that and you break down that mental, you get into that psyche. But it's not lying. Really. I do that, just not with you. I just don't do that with you.
You literally tell me that you don't like getting head because nobody sucks your shit right.
Yeah, I know. But if I had to break it down and explain to
you don't coach people into doing it the best way.
My partners that I'm actually with, yes, I will do something. But if you're just a casual person, then no, I don't really think it's that serious.
So have you told
I think
people?
You should, though, because when you don't tell somebody, if you fuck somebody, and, like, the world is full of people that are running around thinking that they give great head, thinking that they're the bomb in bed, like they think that they're the shit, and they keep doing it wrong because nobody bothers telling them that there's some work that they could be doing to improve their skills. You know what I'm saying? Sex is like anything else. It's just you have to develop your skills, and if nobody tells you that you're doing it poorly, you know what I'm saying, then how are you supposed to get better?
Very unpopular opinion. I feel that women have bigger sexual egos than men. This is just me. I don't really know men sexually. This is from my observation. And I feel like women are less open to taking critique than men. The criticism,
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that. Like, I feel like
Y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I feel like women have
I don't know.
super big, to me, and again, I only know it from one dimension clearly.
I feel like women's desire is to please a guy, so she's going to study him and she's
A
going
lot
to
of
figure out the way.
times, yeah.
Whereas a guy is going to have one trick play, this works with other chicks, you trying to tell me my dick is whack.
Again.
And they're not going to really be able to respond to
women
what she's saying.
women are really bad at telling men that they did something that was not pleasurable to them.
That's another thing.
Y'all think so?
Because we don't want to bruise their ego, and it's like, and you know, it's, you know, we know that a man's, like you were saying earlier, a man's ego is directly tied to his ability to perform, right? And so it's like, if you if you hurt somebody's feelings around what they're doing, he might never fuck with you again. Like, you know, and also there's also the risk of violence. There's also the risk of, like, you know, somebody being, you know, abusive, and, you know, because of, you know, the way that you respond. And that's also part of the reason why I like to do it. You know, it's like, anytime you want to talk to somebody about your sexual preferences and the things that you like, you should never do it in the bedroom. Like, you should never try to introduce ball busting to somebody in the bedroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a conversation that you have outside of the bedroom about what you like, what you don't like, and then that way, when you get to the bedroom, you can actually just things can move a lot smoother. You know what I'm saying? But never like just spring something on somebody like that.
I've had an experience during where women told me, like, my shit wasn't lit while I was eating.
What?
But she didn't do it in a way that was insulting, even though I knew. And so I'm eating, and she's like giving a little moan or whatever. Eating is crazy, right? So eating just sound weird, right? What am I supposed to say? Licking?
I'm clocked in.
What do you do? You know,
I'm
locked in, right?
There we go.
And I'm down there, I'm, you know, flicking the bean. And she's like moaning, and she says, "Babe, you want me to come, right?" And I'm like, And she's like, "Then stop moving." And I'm like,
You're moving all over the place.
Yeah, I must have been going down or whatever, you know, because from my experience at the time, people like a lot of different things. But with her, she wanted me to stay right there.
Right.
And I went back up, I was like, here. She's like, right there. And I just kept flicking that motherfucker, and she wound up nutting.
Listened.
But I listened.
You listened.
But in the moment, when I thought about it, I was like, because I'm doing it, and she's like, and she said, stop moving. I was like, you know what I mean? Because you're like, damn, bitch, you chastising me right now? How are you chastising me? Like, you. But she was made sure that she got her shit off.
And she got her shit
She
off.
made sure.
She got her
you know
shit
what I'm saying?
It's, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's really, it's not comfortable to tell people what we want. You know, it's like, you know, most of us are not taught, especially as women, particularly, you know, I can only speak as a black woman, but, you know, for black women, we're not taught that it's okay to ask for what you want. We're not even taught that it's okay for us to have needs. So it's like, to be able to explain to somebody what you want in the bedroom. And then also, we're not supposed to be like, you know, dirty, freaky, nasty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, I've had the privilege of being able to learn my body in a way where I can express that to other people. And most women don't have that opportunity because society tells you that you're not supposed to. So it's like, you know, and then to be, I mean, how we can barely tell you what we want to eat every night. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, seriously. So it's like, how do you explain to somebody what you want if you don't know what that is? You know, how are you supposed to be able to get your needs met if you're consistently taught that you're not supposed to have needs, you know what I'm saying, or that you're not supposed to have wants, you're not supposed to have desires. And so I think that it's, it sounds so cliche to tell people to masturbate, you know, in order to be able to figure out what they want, but also like giving yourself permission to explore all of the things that you might want to explore with somebody in a non-judgmental space is the only way that we're going to really be able to figure out, like, yeah, no, I need you to do it like this. You know what I'm saying? But it's so common for most women only come from clitoral stimulation and not coming from penetration. And that's mostly because a lot of women don't know how to get that from vaginal stimulation. Like, what positions do they need to be in order for them to be able to get it? Because it's possible, and it's possible for everybody.
Do you think that who's better at teaching a woman that, a guy or another woman?
Themselves.
Mm-hmm. How can you teach yourself how to come through penetration?
There are toys. Like there are
a lot
toys,
of women don't like using toys as far as penetration is concerned.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like...
Isn't that a mental thing?
No, I can't say that it's a mental thing. I think that it's just that it's, there's... The way that the body is structured. I'm trying not to go off on a tangent, but the way that the vulva is structured, like there's certain spots, like the G spot is not necessarily easy to get to. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, as a woman, I can get to my G spot a lot easier than most men can. Unless you have the right type of curve at the right angle, you might not even get it. Like,
I'm not
touching
that shit with my. I'm not hitting the G spot unless you're in a certain position.
Not everybody can get to it,
right,
just because of the way that their body is structured. And so, once you know where it is, like feeling around in there, finding it, the A spot, the O spot, the G spot, like, you know what I'm saying?
And knowing how to
manipulate it. Like, I know that there's certain parts of my body that it needs a certain type of pressure. It needs a certain, it's like if you're ramming over and over and over again, you ain't gonna get that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like because I've played with it, I know where all my spots are. Like, I'm moving my fingers around in there because this is how it works. Just gonna throw up some gang signs.
Oh my god!
Put her gang signs in the pussy. She's like this in that pussy. Because it's like, I'm trying to explain how you do it. Like, this right there gets me to squirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? But once I know, then I can tell somebody else, like, this is what I need you to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's, for me, is the key to busting a nut.
Loon, you was making a lot of faces over there. What was you trying to tell the people then? You a master of the G spot?
I ain't
the ace of the A spot? The prince of the P spot?
The O spot.
Yeah.
The O spot.
The orator of the O spot?
Fuck around and bust a U-turn in that bitch. But,
please do.
But nah, what I will... So, I hate when I don't want to say it. All right, fuck it. I'm going to say it. I don't like talking like this. I don't like to get into these kind of moments. But what I will say is... Yeah, I don't. I hate talking like from an egotistical standpoint. But when you do say it like that, I do feel like maybe I'm a little bit more fortunate and lucky, like, with my sex, because I am, like, super duper curved. So, like, I feel like I don't necessarily, nigga, like a fucking banana.
Okay.
Like a hook. So I do feel like sometimes I do have, like, easier times, like, getting women to, like, certain plateaus and shit like that. When you say it like that, like, it kind of just makes sense now. Like, as to, like, why it happens like that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, you have to think about, like, what position you're in, because certain positions, when you're curved like that, are not as comfortable as other positions. You know
For
what
me
I'm saying?
too, yeah.
For you too. And the last thing you want is to, like...
A broken dick.
Is a broken dick. Yeah.
My shit straight as a motherfucker. So, my shit just literally, like, Cupid's arrow.
So you have to be more creative with your positioning. I gotta be creative
with that shit. And a lot of times I gotta bend bodies or have arches off the bed or lower my shit down. Like, if she's on the bed, I gotta lower it down and kind of go up like that. And it's a very intentional stroke. It's also a very intentional stroke. And it's
man work.
Intentionality.
Man work,
bro.
Yeah.
But listen.
I'll be in the pussy like. I'll be in the pussy like.
I hope not.
Yeah, I'm like just trying to
be in the pussy like.
Doing gymnastics.
She's like, I'm like, I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna call you back.
Very interesting that everybody is different.
Yeah.
But we do have a few people out here that think your prowess is based on certain things.
Right.
Let's listen.
Let's look.
I guarantee you, the head that a young girl gives you will be different to the head that an older girl gives you. Yeah. I'm saying to you, like, as a fact, without going into too much detail to try and incriminate my rascal at life, a younger girl's head game is different to an older girl's head game because she can go on the internet and find 6 million ways of how to make a head game better. These old women, I don't even like doing that. Because you're stuck in your ways. You met man and they didn't put nothing in your mouth. Young girl, she's growing up with it in her head. If I don't do this, man ain't even gonna want me. Right. So,
for starters, that video is hilarious because all I'm hearing in my head is, Shane, you left Jamie, bruv. All I'm thinking about is Top Boy. That's what. But second of all,
do you agree with this?
No, I think it's the opposite. To be honest, I feel like them older seasoned women, you know, the ones I love. I love me some Black Pepper.
Yeah.
I feel like the women that's like a little bit more seasoned. I don't know. I feel like they have sex like more efficiently. Does that make sense? It's almost like okay, I'm gonna get to know you. I'm gonna get to know your body. Based on my observations, I probably got an idea of what's gonna work and what's not gonna work. Like I feel like old women, they really cater to you. Like you find the right older woman, like, and she fuck with you, turn your ass out, nigga. These young chicks now, I don't know what's going on. They not sucking dick like they used to. You feel me? They be on some shit like, I don't really suck dick on the first link. Bye, next. Okay, like it's almost like me personally, I feel like I agree with the message. I just think it's in reverse. The young chicks got a lot of like audacity, entitlement. There we go. They want a lot of shit without sucking no dick. You know what I'm saying?
You talk about I was being aggressive last week. You sounded
this was
very
personal.
triggered. Right?
Yeah, that was personal. That was personal. What about you?
I think that you can tell the people who are just speaking and don't have as much experience as they think. Mm-hmm. And I believe the young man, whoever he is, he might be my age or whatever. An older woman, in my experience, she's got a luggage bag of tricks. She knows how to please. She's had several partners. Mm-hmm. She's learned things from all different types of experiences. And nigga, she's like literally like if you ever see the Grand Inquisition or when dudes is the CIA dude gets caught and there's like all of these weapons that the person has over there on the table and they come over and they see which one they're going to use on you today. That's what an older woman has in her arsenal, in my opinion. The younger women, although they may be very enthusiastic, don't have as much experience.
Right.
I believe, though, I don't want to shame either. I think that if you're on your freak shit, it don't matter how old you are. Mm-hmm. If you want to do it, it don't matter how much experience you have. You'll learn.
Yeah. That's true.
You'll listen. And you'll study your partner. And I can say that about women that when I was younger or whatever, they watch me. And you know, they watch, and he's right. They watch Superhead. They watch that shit, and everybody had the Guk 3000 by the fucking time 2001 came around. Yeah. Everybody was doing the double twist in the head. You good?
I'm good.
We all right?
I'm good.
I just got calm.
So,
you got in character.
Let me ask you guys a question. What do you think about him using the term girl and women, girl versus woman? Because to me, like that was the thing that really stood out to me was that he said younger girls and older women.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that he said that until now. But to be honest, now that I do think about it, when he says younger women, it does kind of give me like a
younger girls.
It does give me like a predatorial kind of thing, you know, like preying on the weak sheep. Tigers looking for goats. Do tigers eat goats? You know in the movies. You know what I mean.
I don't even think they're in the same.
They looking for some. They looking. All right, there we go. Bro, right energy, wrong message. You know, but yeah, I do feel like that is a little like alarming. Yeah. You know, I would say that, and I don't really like necessarily putting.
And also, he acts like older women don't have access to the internet. Like, that was mad
it's
weird.
Just I don't know.
That was really
is.
dumb. That was dumb.
I do know that a lot of guys on the internet just be talking.
Yeah,
shit.
Just trying to go viral.
I would like to ask Sinnamon.
Yes.
As far as your experience, how would you rate your pussy when it was younger versus when it is now, and describe what the difference is?
Oh my God, that's a good question. I would say prime Sinnamon
And I have visuals in my head. So.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I do too.
All right, so 27, which would have been.
Child.
Let me see, who was that? No, 28, which was the Justin Slayer that everybody loves. That was some prime ass pussy.
That was my nigga.
Like that was some prime ass pussy. Like,
Justin Slayer with the glasses, Tim boots.
Yeah,
big, tall,
scene,
black nigga.
That scene, that was some wild. That was wild. I would say that was like maybe an 8.
Where might one find this scene?
Huh?
Yeah,
where might one find a scene? All you gotta do is Sinnamon Love, Justin Slayer.
It is gonna pop
everybody. Yeah, that is the fan favorite. That's the fan favorite.
That's my son.
That's your son.
He was the first.
I believe he's
very,
like
very
a
posable
church
moment.
guy now. Or something.
He's the first guy that like. When I went on porn, I started looking for his shit. Like before, I would be like, let me type in Cherokee the ass. No, nigga, I need to see this nigga because he know what he doing.
Yeah.
He was the first nigga. I'm like, nah, I gotta see my son new mixtape. Like
he brought me out of
gotta
retirement.
See that.
Actually,
probably
the first time. Yeah, he brought me out of
like
retirement.
he was the first one for me.
That's crazy. You searched the guy.
Yeah, because I want to see his work. Like I know, like you remember last week when I spoke about son. I ain't gonna bring his name up again because I don't want to like I'm targeting him. But when I brought the guy up last week with the egg. I know, like, whenever he's in it, I know I'm not watching that. Like, I don't care how fire. Yeah, I don't care how fire she is. If it's him, I'm not watching.
Have you had a scene with Brian Papa before?
Yeah.
But
was it as boring as everybody thought it?
It was whack.
You see,
that's not crazy. So was it whack because of the stigma? Did he bring the stigma with him, or was it really as whack as it is?
He's just not a good performer.
It's like horrid.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say his name.
But yeah, to get back to your question, so like that 20 like that Justin Slayer era, like that was definitely like a solid 8. I would say now, like when I was like 19 when I got in, I would say I had like maybe like a 6.
A 6.
Yeah. I had, like,
what would you base it on?
On now. Because now I can come without having penetration, without any kind of stimulation. Like I can have full body orgasms without even like, you know,
what type of magneto power is that?
It's some real like next level shit.
The fuck you got an app or something? Like what you?
No, I have this. I practice orgasmic meditation, and I like to astral project and have sex with partners. Like I was doing that a lot during
astral
project. X? Like yeah, like you know, like telepathy. Like you can travel the astral plane and fuck people and like hang out, like do shit. You get like out of body experience.
You do mushrooms.
I do mushrooms.
So
yeah.
She's taking.
But I can do it without. I can do it without because you can reach that same state of doing the state of consciousness that you achieve with mushrooms or any other substance for that matter. You can achieve that state through meditation. And so one of the things that I like to do with my partners, especially if we're like I had like everybody, I had a pandemic bay, or like most people, I had a pandemic bay. And so he and I, we used to like sit in each other's, like I would sit in his lap and we would hold each other and we would like meditate. We would touch our third eyes and we'd meditate together, and then I could feel the energy that the energy between our bodies would circulate through the body, and I could feel myself starting to have orgasms. Like I would be fully clothed, he's fully clothed, like, but I could feel myself have an orgasm just from sitting in somebody's lap and like breathing with them. Does that make sense?
No.
You're looking at me.
No,
like,
no. So
I could demonstrate.
Can you
want to?
Can you? How would you do it?
I mean, if we got somebody that wants to, like, you know.
I'm pretty sure both of us want to.
Can we have an intergalactic threesome?
I've never done it as a threesome, but it's really like interesting. Like if you can connect with somebody in a way where it's tantric breathing, right? So you do tantric breathing, and the energy between you will circulate from one person's body into the other person, and it circulates like in and out. Like, so it'll go through the top of my head, down through my body, through my pussy, into the other person's genitals,
like a cycle.
And then like a cycle. And so as you're doing this breathing together, your breath becomes synced, and you can actually build that energy into an orgasm.
Do it all the time. Have you guys orgasm at the same time?
Usually not.
Okay.
Usually not. But I
how long does
personally,
it take?
Huh?
How long does it take to do that?
I mean, for me, it doesn't take much. Like I'm like very easily.
So nigga sneeze at you like, oh.
kind of.
She said, okay.
Kind of.
Allergy,
But
allergy
it's a
season,
really
nigga.
dope. It's a really dope experience because, like, and for the other person to be able to feel me have that kind of an orgasm, it's like they're like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because they can't, they're not even penetrating me, and so it's like I can have that orgasm or two, and then we actually start having other kinds of like foreplay and like traditional foreplay.
That's just a different type of connection you gotta have. Now, can you have that with just anybody, or do you have to be on some type of time with each other?
No, I think you got to be on
both-
time. I think you got to be connected with somebody.
Right.
Like you have to have some sort of a connection. Like the person that I started having this play with, like I said, we met during lockdown, and and we started having that kind of a connection. But then there's somebody else that like we've actually never met in person, but we started communicating through mutual friends. Like we know each other mostly from online, and during also during lockdown we started like astral projecting. Like we would be up late night talking to each other, and then we would get up. We would like be like, okay, you want to meet me on the astral plane? It's like sure. And so as we when you go to sleep, it's like those 5 minutes before you go to bed, whatever messages you're giving yourself, those messages you can manifest with those messages while you're sleeping, right? So because sleep is the closest that you can get on the subconscious plane without actually like leaving this earth. You know what I'm saying? So whatever messages you tell yourself,
That's how I be having them dreams.
yeah.
I be thinking about shit, and
But
then
you
that
got to
shit
tell
happen?
yourself,
It happens
yeah. But
all
you
the
got to
time
tell,
to
you
me.
got to, if you can program your subconscious by telling yourself what it is that you want to think about or you want to dream about. So for me, it was like, yo, can we meet on the astral plane? You want to fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? And we've done that, and be like, yeah. And then I go to sleep with my, but also I sleep with like aurora lights and fucking like,
You got your- you
you know
got
what I'm
your-
saying? Like I sleep with all this stuff, but to be able to do that thing, like to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet you on the astral plane and go meet somebody and then start kissing and making out and like having sex. I've woke up with like, like with cum dripping down my legs because I
I
had
do
an
that all the
orgasm.
time.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now,
Jesus
sorry,
Christ.
everything you're saying, I've done, but on shrooms.
Yeah.
On shrooms, I feel like it's way easier.
It's very
You're gonna
easy.
have, and I promise you, I know y'all like, oh, Tahoe, whatever. I'm telling you, take enough shrooms,
Yeah.
and call me in the morning.
Yep.
I'm telling you right
At
now.
least 4 ounces.
You're gonna, around 4 grams. I'm telling you right
not
now.
Ounces, grams.
Take 4 grams of penis envy, or that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
penis envy. Because the golden teacher is too introspective. You don't want to be sitting up trying to like,
Figure out life.
figure out life when
Yeah.
you're supposed to be getting some head.
Get some of that penis envy. That shit take you somewhere, and you will understand everything she's saying right now. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Okay, one thing that we did get away from before we start this episode.
Yes. Oh, we haven't started the episode.
No. You said you like foreplay, right?
Yeah,
We
I
could
do.
foreplay.
I do.
It's
I'm
about
big
an
on
hour of
foreplay.
You know what I'm saying? We were talking about head. We
Yes.
spoke about men giving women head. We spoke about women giving men head.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a woman that didn't know how to eat your pussy?
No.
All women knew how to eat your pussy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why is it that that's been? What would you, if you could say why? Because if a woman, you're saying that everybody's different.
Yeah.
So how come every time a woman does it, she does it
it's
right?
on point. I think that women pay better attention to their partner's body than men do. I feel like men are often following a playbook, whereas women tend to like pay attention to the way that the body's moving, the way the breath changes. There's little things I feel like that when women are with other women, and I can't speak for when women are with men, but I think that when women are with other women, that there's a certain way that we pay attention to each other's bodies that allows us to be able to continue to.
Loon,
make
you
it flow.
sounded like you're about to contest that.
Not necessarily contest, but maybe contest. Don't you feel like women also have like home court advantage helps them out a little bit as well? Because it's like, okay, I might not, granted, she might not know which way to finger you, but she's familiar with fingering. So she know if you tell her, yo, meet me on Nostrand, she know where Nostrand is at.
Right.
As a for a nigga, it's like, I'm kind of stuck on Flatbush. How do I get there?
I
You know what
don't
I'm saying? You don't think that
know.
has
I mean,
anything to like help with that at all?
I've been very blessed when it comes down to my partners, to where I've only had a couple of experiences that were not
Lackluster.
Yeah, a couple of experiences that were lackluster. Like most of my experiences have been really fantastic, and usually, like if the person that I'm having sex with is, like if they don't know what they're doing, I take the lead. So I feel like I have it's hard for me to answer that question because I always make sure that I have a fantastic experience.
So we actually asked each other this question last week. I'm going to ask you: do you feel that you be having good sex, or are you just good at sex?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Yeah.
I can't even switch it up.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about this topic, I have spoken to two women who said that they were not good at eating each other's pussy in the beginning, and they had to learn each other.
Interesting.
But to your point, I believe women, and this is not to contest you, Loon, right? Because I agree with you. If I don't know where the keyhole is, you can't give me a key and say open the door. I have no idea. I got to figure this shit out. Yeah. And I'm just going on top of my head. Versus if I open doors like this before, I know, okay, this key goes over here and I'm going to figure this shit out and boom, it's going to fucking open the door.
My dumb man's going to have the key in some uptowns.
But
isn't that part of that's part of the thing though, right? It's like, because sex isn't supposed to be about the destination, it's supposed to be about the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you can't, you can, half of the fun is exploring and getting there. You know what I'm saying? And asking the other person, like, do you like this? Do you like that? Like, what do you like? How do you like to be touched? One of my favorite I just started asking people, like my current group of lovers, what kind of sex do you want to have tonight?
Jesus.
What kind of sex do you want to have tonight? Do you want it to be exciting? Do you want it to be fun? Do you want it to be adventurous? You know what I'm saying? Like, give me an adjective. So that way I know where we're going. I know what kind of pressure to apply. Are we going to be laughing and giggling the whole time? Or are we going to, like, do you want something really sensual? Because depending on because I'm flexible in terms of what I want, but you might have had a really hard day, or you might have, you know what I'm saying, and you might want to try something new. So it's like, if I don't know what it is that you're looking for, then, or finding out what you're looking for, that's what's going to help guide the type of play that we're going to have. If that makes sense.
Love that, but I think you have to be. I think that you're just really in touch with it. With sex
sexuality.
In your sexuality.
Sex is supposed to be a good time.
But the thing so I wanted to compare the way men have sex and the way women have sex. Most times, generalizing.
Okay.
I want to generalize. But I'm gonna go I'm gonna go left. Two women to me. Say I'm a guy and I have a girlfriend, right? And we bring in a girl.
My favorite thing, by the way.
I believe the two women will form a deeper connection unless the guy is really paying attention and really intentional about just that union, because women do each other's hair. They're going to listen to each other differently. They know their experiences differently. So, and I'm kind of speaking to what Loon is saying. Like, what you're going through, I'm going to be able to relate to more. I'm going to be able to assist more. Things that are the things that I have in my bag as a woman, I can share with you. Whether it be fashion, hair, food, digestion, whatever it is, probiotics for women, whatever it is. So, and then the way you love as a woman, as a nurturer, you're going to find yourself in me, because I love the same way or similar. It's a similar love pattern.
That's interesting.
Whereas I believe men can be selfish. And this isn't to like our sex is just to, like, we're not thinking about, unless you're being intentional, unless you're really specifically here to please. Any species of men, they go in there, they and it's done, right?
And it should be, you should be coming to the table from a place of wanting to please, right? Because ultimately, what we give, so as above, so below, right? What we give, we're gonna receive, and so you should be. If you want pleasure, you should be giving pleasure. If you want to have an orgasm, you should be having you should be giving orgasms. You know what I'm saying? And you should be learning your partner. If you want your partner to learn you should be learning them.
But here's the thing, though. Who's to teach you that when you already said that women will be quiet about their pleasure most times and be there just to serve the man's sexual desires? Who's to really say, unless we normalize these type of conversations and we tell, hey, have it open.
I didn't say that women are there to serve men's sexual desires. I think you said that.
No, you said that women don't speak up.
We don't speak up about their own pleasure. Yeah. I mean, so I think it's a two-part question. First of all, I don't really. Yes, women are able to connect on other levels outside of just the bedroom, but it's hard to answer that question because I feel like, there's someone that I just recently started seeing, and we actually met through some community dick, like somebody that we were both, we were dick sisters. And so we met on a
Eskimo sisters.
We met in a threesome, and and then she sought me out at something that I was doing, and so we've recently connected. And I just remember when I think back to like the first time that we met, which I felt really bad when she came to an event that I was hosting, and I totally didn't recognize her, and I felt so bad. Like
Jesus
I'm
gonna really blame it on the wine.
No, I just have facial blindness. But anyway, I do. Like, I don't remember people's faces. But it was interesting because I remember in the threesome, like, he was having a really hard time focusing on both of us. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And I think that tends to be very common with most men, is that I think that most men think that they want threesomes or foursomes or whatever, but don't actually have the capability of juggling that many women at one time. Like, you have to be, like, super, you just have to be really good at that. Like, you have to be good at multitasking, and most men are not good at multitasking. So, but it's like, but that was, I think that, I don't know. That's what I was trying to say. I don't think that most men can have are good at having threesomes.
I feel let me just first start by saying that I agree. And I feel like most men, we kind of like eat with our eyes.
Yeah.
So like it's like, oh my God, it's two bad bitches. I want to fuck both of them.
Yeah. I
kind of feel like as men, a lot of the things that like men do sexually is for like cinematic purposes. So like just for the story or for the notebook or the group chat. Like I did that.
Yeah.
And I don't really feel like men necessarily possess, at least in the beginning, most men, like the average man, fuck the sexual talent. I don't feel they possess the mental capacity to even like have a threesome, because that right there, like that's a wrong equation to even go about it already.
Yeah, that's like the girl, the woman I'm talking about. Like I remember as I was leaving, because I had to leave early, I was like, okay, I gotta go home.
You left the threesome early?
I left the threesome early.
Oh my
God.
Because he wasn't, just clocked out?
Well, no, because he wasn't able to really juggle both of us at the same time, and so and also I like to sleep in my own bed. Like
I know that's right.
Period. And so, but I just remember as I was leaving, like I kind of looked, like he gave me a hug at the door, and then I looked past him, and I was like, can you get my number from him, like so we could connect?
God. Oh my God!
I was like, you should get my number.
Sneaky devil.
No, I said it like he was standing right there. He was standing right
God.
there, so I was just like, you should get my number from him, because we were able to connect, even though he wasn't able to like efficiently juggle both of us. She and I were able to connect still, to the point where she wound up coming to something that I was doing to say hello, like you know what I'm saying, and then
y'all became lovers.
Yeah.
But what was he doing wrong in the threesome?
She said it. He was trying to. He had a hard time satisfying the both of them at the same time.
It's like he would hyper focus on one person and not really be engaged with the other person, and back and forth. Like it's like he just couldn't. I think the newness. I think he was, like you said, he was eating with his eyes, and it's like he just bit off more than he could chew, and it's like he was, he would be like fucking her, but would be just fucking her and not even really engaging, like touching me, like engaging with me, and there was just no, for me it's like, well, what's the point, like, you know what I'm saying? So she and I, we had a few moments together, and we were actually, I was texting her the other day, and I was like, yeah, I think that he, I was like, he couldn't focus on both of us at the same time, and she was like, no, you're absolutely right.
I want to ask one quick thing. So this is something that me and him, we've discussed, and me and him are on the same page with this, but I want you to correct us, let us know if we're right or wrong.
Okay.
Is there such thing as like threesome etiquette?
Yeah.
So pretty much me and him, we've come to the term where it's like, I'll say this. I feel like if you're having a threesome, there's certain threesome dynamics that you have And based on which dynamic we're going with today kind of determines how the sex is we're gonna have. So like if you're my lady and we're gonna fuck, let's say, this computer right here, right? I was gonna say Carmelli, but I didn't want to say that. All right, fuck. We gonna fuck. All right, we gonna fuck Florida Bay. Okay?
There we go.
So it's like, so if we're gonna fuck her, sometimes we might engage like, all right, so we're gonna please her.
Right.
So like we might tag team, you know, on pleasing her. Or maybe it's your birthday. So maybe I might have hired somebody for you for your birthday.
Right.
So now we're gonna go and engage you. Do you feel like maybe the lack of conversation you guys probably didn't have, or lack of establishment of boundaries or dynamic could maybe contribute to why that failed like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, too many times people have this, they think that bringing a third person into the bedroom, is going to like spice up the relationship or change the, you know, whatever. It's going to do something for them. But their foundation isn't solid enough to where they can forego couples privilege in whatever the situation is that they're bringing somebody into. And so I think the short answer is yes, there's absolutely etiquette. You know, finding out what your partner's boundaries and limitations are, or insecurities even, so that you can make sure that you're working around that and not doing something that might intentionally or unintentionally trigger your partner, right? And sometimes those things can be, you know, like, you know, like, I mean, when I was younger and a lot less evolved, I didn't want my partner coming fucking somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But that was a boundary that I had. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is 19-year-old Cinnamon, which is why I said that 19-year-old Cinnamon when I got in the business was definitely like a 6. But you know, but even just having that boundary, like making sure that my partner knows what my needs are. Like if my partner knows, like for me, because for me, like I'm good. I'm a voyeur, so I'm good for being like, okay, y'all stay there. I'm gonna go get some water. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. Like, you know, whatever, and I'll tap back in. Or watching, I like to watch my partner fuck somebody else. So, but it's like, you know, knowing what my boundaries are. It's like, okay, if I'm out of the mix for too long, pulling me back into the mix, you know, making sure that I'm still involved and I'm still engaged, even if I don't necessarily want to fuck right now, like just making sure that I'm still engaged, that you're still thinking about me.
Kiss me, nigga.
Kissing me, touching me, you know, like, you know, keeping us together. Yeah, exactly.
No, he said I didn't say for you to kiss me.
That was a wild, like very
but
aggressive kiss me. But my thing is this: if we're in a threesome,
we on the same page. Like,
why
Kiss me,
is somebody disengaged at all in a threesome? Isn't it like supposed to be like a three-way energy
Not
thing?
all the time. Not all the time. I mean, if I decide I want to get up and go take and have a snack, like, you know what I'm saying, I'll get up and go to have a snack. Or maybe we've run out of champagne and I'm gonna go grab a couple bottles from the fridge.
You come back and
then I come back and maybe I need a break. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's energy. That's the privilege of having multiple people at one time in the bedroom. That not everybody might be wanting the same thing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and good sex for me can last hours. We're not talking about like just an hour. Like I want to fuck all day. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go. You know, maybe I'll go. You know, do this. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Come back, watch y'all, chill out, maybe grab some toys, masturbate, jump back in.
Yeah, I'm getting exhausted too. Go ahead. I was about to lose my voice too.
I'm not even talking. I'm losing my voice.
That was really dope.
I feel like I need to cough, but
yeah. take a moment if you need to.
I'm gonna watch Suits.
Yeah.
Come back.
At a point where we are about to start the show.
Don't say.
Our guest has a lot of information. I would like to celebrate her. And speak to my experiences with the great Sinnamon Love. Now,
cute.
I've had sex with this woman before, several times.
Okay.
It was great, by the way.
You were met her on the astral projection.
No, it was It was very physical.
You're welcome.
Extremely physical. But I did have a question I wanted to ask the room before we go. It's probably going to be a longer episode than normal, but it's fine if we have time.
Yeah.
A young lady asked me once, do you have sex with everybody? She was like, why are these girls sweating you? Why did a girl key your car? Oh, you must be giving everybody.
You have people key your car?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
Like, don't do that.
Dick must be great.
Not as Not doing U-turns. It's straight.
Wow.
I mean, if she key in your car.
Niggas out here dick
Several
shaming.
times.
That's crazy.
My car is keyed. But she's like, you give everybody the same dick? Like, do you fuck everybody the same?
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, because I'm trying to
Perform.
show them that I'm on some shit. Like, how do you choose who to give lackluster dick to? Like, how do you make that like choice? And then once you do, why are you fucking them?
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna make a choice to give somebody lackluster dick,
On purpose. Like,
yeah. She said, no, sometimes you gotta give people diet dick.
Yeah.
You said yeah?
Water it down.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta give
Because
people
not
diet
everybody
dick.
is able to.
And sometimes you
receive
throw
that.
out the Thanksgiving meal, where it's the whole thing, the
Boston
whole
market
course.
turkey.
It's several courses.
Yeah.
You got the salad or whatever it is.
Yes,
You got all of the
appetizers.
main courses with the sides,
Yeah.
and you have
Dessert.
several different desserts.
Mm-hmm.
That brought a question up in my mind that I wanted to ask you both.
Okay.
Two pretty experienced. You're hitting all the spots.
I'm not hitting every spot.
She's on the astral plane.
Yes.
What does diet dick look like for you versus Thanksgiving dick?
So first, let me just start by saying that I'm a fucking idiot because I agree with you. I do feel like Michael Jordan dick ain't for everybody. You know, like you're not getting Kobe. Like I'm not giving you Kobe. You shouldn't give everybody Kobe. But I feel like as a nigga, as a man, like why am I fuck you if I ain't trying to be Kobe?
Word.
You know, so it's
Word.
kind of. But again, to your point, I have had my car window smashed on Kings Highway. I have had my car keyed and stuff like that. I have had like people overstep boundaries now because sex has clouded their judgment. And I'm saying here like, but why are you doing that? It's like, cause nigga, you just gave her the dream team. So my question is, diet dick to me, what it would look like if I gave it out would be maybe one, not as intense, maybe not as passionate, but that don't even sound like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, diet dick don't sound like me. I'm not a diet dick nigga. Like, this dick got calories, nigga. Like, this heartburn dick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fucking know what diet dick looks like. Maybe I should figure it out, though. I should
Cinnamon,
figure it out.
Diet pussy.
do you have a diet
Yeah.
pussy program?
Absolutely.
You lying.
What's
Absolutely.
a diet pussy meal menu for you?
Maybe I'm not squirting. You know, no anal. That I probably won't deep throat. I'll give them some great head, but maybe I won't deep throat.
Yeah, I'm about
Maybe
to cry,
maybe I
bro.
won't hang off hang off the edge of the bed upside down for them to fuck my face. You know, that's definitely dietic.
Wait. I'm so like that shit ain't fuck you up. That
I'm
shit fuck
sweating.
me up.
Maybe it's like
Took the glasses
I'll
off.
sit on their face, but maybe I'm not like, you know, grabbing their head and shoving it in my pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different levels of each thing that I'm into. Why are your eyes watering?
But
Are you about to cry?
So
I'm inside.
A little too late.
Inside. This is coming out.
So
now.
here's the thing though, right? So, but don't you want to give somebody something that's gonna make them come back? Because
Not
like,
necessarily.
so
Not
you
every
don't-
time because I only have so many hours in the day anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'd rather form like connections. I'm into connection. Like connection is what gets me going. Like so I can't really even like I'm not even really turned on by somebody unless I have a connection with them. So like I'm not like younger me definitely like I was into one night stands. These days like I have to find something. There has to be something more. Like I have to be attracted to something other than just their physical in order for me to get to the bedroom. You know, and even then like I'm much more conscious. I think because I am older, because I am Sinnamon Love. Like I would. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, I have more discernment now when it comes down to the people that I'm fucking. And so, you know, there's a lot of guys out there, like, you know, my inbox is full of niggas that just want to fuck. And it's like, you don't really, it's like, oh, I just want to get to know you. And it's like, nigga, you're not trying to get to know me. You're trying to fuck for free. first of all, right?
First of all.
First of all.
She's shooting.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, but that's what it is. So it's like, for me, like if I have to figure out whether somebody's actually interested in me or if they're interested in Cinnamon. And so I'm not even really fucking niggas just to be fucking them anyway. Like, I have to get to that. I have to like I have to figure out what is it that this person's trying to get from me. Are they looking for a connection with me? Are they actually trying to get to know me as a person? And so by the time, and it might not take that long, it might take a couple of days, it could be the same day, it could be a couple of days, it could be a week, but once I realize, once I know that this is somebody that I could fuck with, that it's like, I'm gonna give you some pussy and you're gonna be appreciative, first of all, and second, you know, there's a possibility that it's gonna be mutually beneficial in terms of like, I'm gonna get something from it, you're gonna get something from it, just sexually speaking, not monetarily. Then by the time we get in the bed, everything is everything, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that answered your question.
You listen. You 1,000% answered my question. I get it. You fuck niggas that you like.
I like to. And I have to feel like it's like there's something there. Like because there's a million niggas out here. Like, there's at least 72,000 niggas on Instagram right now that's following me that would like to get some pussy. You know what I'm saying? But why am I gonna just hand it out? And I have the advantage of being a sex worker. So it's like, if I'm gonna just fuck you just to be fucking you, you could pay me for that. There's a whole nother app. You know what I'm saying? Like there could be a check attached. You know what I'm saying? And we could. It could be great for both of us, you know what I'm saying, because the money turns me on. But if it's somebody that I'm actually looking to get with and I'm looking to fuck with them and, you know, I'm looking to have a good time, we're going to have some consistency, you know, maybe you're added to the roster, there needs to be a reason for me to add you to the roster. And that starts with the connection that we have between us before we even get to the bedroom.
Do you think
added
that
to a roster is crazy?
Yo, so I was going to ask you
I'm
about
building the roster right now, by the way.
Crazy.
Do you...
Wait, hold up.
It's an internship. There's no money involved.
Let's start the show. Let's start the show because I do want to ask her more about her life and who she is, right? So, welcome to Hard or Soft. The show, to the Hard or Soft show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Where men speak about things they like about sex and the things they don't like about sex, the things that make us hard and the things that make us soft. Today I am here with my debonair co-host, King Loon the First, a.k.a.
No, all right, we're not. Cut. We're not. That's not my
Tongue.
nickname. That's the name that
Dr.
he gave.
Tongue.
Yes, that's not
a.k.a. Ray Wonder.
Oh.
My voice said.
I need to hear about this, Dr. Tongue. I need an explanation.
So,
would you like to introduce our guest when you're finished with your tongue?
he got this thing because one time I laughed because some shit he said was mad funny, and my tongue might have just happened to slip out.
Show her the tongue.
No.
Can I see a tongue?
No.
Pretty
She's
please?
asking you to show the tongue.
Wow.
Okay.
I hit it behind the mic. It's a little long. I ain't like, my tongue is a little abnormally long. Like, you know, like I get that. So you know, a nigga slipped up and it slipped out. Phew. You know, one time. Now all of a sudden a nigga name is Dr. Tongue. No, my name is not Dr. Tongue. It's Loon, a.k.a. The Ambiance. Whatever happened to The Ambiance?
Dr. Tongue.
And
we are joined here
with the GOAT, the legendary.
When I was 18, 19, 20, 21, I found some DVDs. No,
my nigga, how old were you? 18 or 25, nigga? Nigga said, 18, 29, 30.
It was around that time where we went from cassette tapes, videotapes,
DVDs,
into DVDs.
Yeah, I got both.
And there was a group of young black women. I would think before that you had what's that Spanish girl's name?
Vanessa Del
Rio. Vanessa Del Rio. She was out there already, but you didn't see very many black movies, and the ones that they did like bong bong ba dum bong. So it wasn't really like production. It was like And there wasn't really a big black community that I was in touch with. You would get off where you could get off.
You can't be begging.
And at some point, I was introduced to Miss Sinnamon Love. And this was, man, I think Jake Steed around those years.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Jake Steed, Julian
I
St.
was a
Jacques.
baby.
What's the guy? The very calm looking guy.
Marcus, probably
Yes.
Mr. Marcus.
Mr. Marcus, he's a friend of the show as well. Shawn Michaels is who I was talking
The
about.
wrestler?
Sean put me in
No.
my very first like lesbian scene.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
It's before my time.
who are you? How are you, for one? I would like to tell you that you did a million things for me in my childhood. Like, I've had sex with you over 100 times.
Amazing.
That's it.
That's it? I was
That's
going to
it.
say that's it. It's been 30 years.
It's been over 100
One-
times
Okay.
back then.
Okay.
I did see a video recently. I don't know. Are you still in the game?
I mean, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Hey.
It's where they can find you.
Yeah,
And,
OnlyFans.
and on your roster
And on my roster.
if they want. But they have to connect you through OnlyFans.
And well, no.
Roster
Definitely
is
not.
They
crazy.
can connect you
My
through
my
Instagram.
roster is I have some I meet people in the wild.
What is the wild?
In the wild, like in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
And if you're lucky enough, wow. Have you ever met a guy that didn't know who you were or didn't know?
All the time.
And do you tell
Not
them?
all the time, but yeah. Oh yeah, I tell people.
And
I tell
does it raise their like your stock with them, or do they get like kind of nervous?
I don't know. Like, you know, there was somebody I was seeing recently who knew who I was. Like, we run in the same circles, and they knew who I was, but we had never met. Like, over the last 20 years, we had been in the same circles, and they had never actually seen any of my movies. And so they asked me, like, what was my, to send them one of my favorites, so that they could, like, see what the hubbub was about, basically. So I sent them the fan favorite, the Justin Slayer scene, and then I sent them my personal favorite so they could check it out, so they could get a vibe of what I'm into.
Now you've had a long career in porn. I would think. But now you do other things.
Yeah.
Not so. I don't even know if you still identify as a sex worker, because other people would say that you're like more of an advocate or a spokesperson for. Tell us what you do now.
I'm still a sex worker. I mean, I get naked on the internet, charge people money. You know what I'm saying? I have sex for a living. On occasion when when work is available and interesting enough for me, and but I may not work in the mainstream industry, but yeah, I am an advocate. I'm the executive director of the BIPOC Collective. We provide resources for people, financial assistance, and we expand access to mental health and medical resources and labor advocacy for people in the business. I'm also a lobbyist. I've recently worked with with Free Speech Coalition. I've been working with Decrim NY. I was, in the last 6 months, I've had meetings at the White House, the State Senate, Congress, also the Senate and the House. So I'm doing, I'm on.
What are these? So when I go to the BIPOC Collective, I go to the webpage.
Right.
It's literally a page for sex workers. It's like, what is the basis of this? And
we started in 2020 during lockdown, when people were not able to work. Most people who were able to transition online did so. Some folks not necessarily, there's a learning curve to working online, just like with podcasts. Anybody can throw one up, but it doesn't mean you're going to make a bunch of money or get a bunch of traffic. And so we started organizing around labor rights within the industry because, blacks right after George Floyd was murdered, there was one of AVN, one of the leading adult publications, they had posted a story and erroneously saying, identifying a black male porn performer as George Floyd and saying that George Floyd had performed in a porn movie, which he had not. It was somebody that didn't actually look like him. And so people started talking about racism in the business online, and so we started worked with a bunch of people to I convened a bunch of different performers to basically come up with a manifesto of the top-down changes we wanted to see happen within the industry. And then because of lockdown, we started fundraising to put money in people's pockets. So giving out $500 micro grants to people. And we started a support group. We started doing some peer-led education to help people learn how to make money online. And then over the last 2 years, we've really started to like transition some of our work to primarily focusing on the mental health and medical piece. Just last month, we produced a health fair in LA with the LA County Health Department and 5 other organizations, basically trying to bring sex work friendly services, medical and mental health services to the community. And so we're doing a lot of we've helped people escape violence at home. We've helped people get back to home after having had adverse experiences with clients. We pay for people's therapy. Like we have a lot, we really, and also like there was someone recently who was injured on a set of a major company, and we helped, connect them with some necessary resources for them to navigate that process.
Now, is this specifically for sex workers or women or other people that aren't?
Yeah, it's specifically for Black and brown sex workers, particularly people who are content creators or work in the legal trades. And the reason why we did that is because there are a lot of organizations that primarily focus on street-based workers, or people who focus, or organizations that focus on trans workers. There's this internalized whorephobia amongst sex workers that people who are working online or indoors, or in the mainstream industry, have more privilege than maybe someone who's working on the street, right? And forgetting that sometimes, and the mainstream industry, which has its own set of like organizations that are, there to support the industry, really don't fuck with people who do in-person work. And so, there's this assumption that if you are working online, or if you're working in the mainstream porn industry, that you're only doing that. But the reality is like our very short form data shows that 60% of our community members do both in-person work and work online. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of being a Black person or a brown person in an industry that still primarily caters to white people, that, people often have to do multiple things in order to be able to earn a living. So you might dance and have an OnlyFans and see in-person clients, and maybe you might do a porn flick. Like, what I'm saying? It's, it's that people do all of the things because they, because in order to be able to, I like to call it's the 7 streams of income. And with any business, you're supposed to have 7 streams of income. All the top white business, advice, businessmen that give advice about building businesses and building wealth, they'll all tell you that you need to have 7 streams of income. And as a Black person in this industry, that's largely what you have. You might webcam and dance and run your phone sex line and run an OnlyFans and like, what I'm saying? And so we cater to people who primarily work in the mainstream, who are primarily content creators. So that way, those folks who are not necessarily like just the mainstream performers or just street-based workers, we're filling in the gap for services for those people. Sorry.
You caught me after all that talk. I went to drink, and you caught me right there to stop.
I was trying to get to my point.
But I did want to ask.
Yeah.
The word whorephobia came up.
Yeah.
What is like?
Whorephobia. Whorephobia is where it's similar to like transphobia or homophobia, where people have a preconceived set of like ideals and thoughts around, someone who is a sex worker, or also someone, particularly someone who's a sex worker, right? And, sometimes there's this false hierarchy that people place based on the legality of your work and the location of your work. So we see a lot like of discourse online sometimes where people will say, I'm a dancer, I don't do OnlyFans, right? Or they put a certain amount of like they try to make it seem like one is better than the other
Like a
based
hierarchy.
on there's a hierarchy. They want us to make it seem like there's one is better than the other based on where you apply your trade, right? So I don't work the street. I'm an escort. Like I only do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of a thing. That's whorephobic. And it's not just sex workers who participate in whorephobia. The general public does too. Like,
all
you
the
know what I'm
time.
saying?
All the
You know,
time.
it's nothing to have OnlyFans. I mean, like when I started doing more advocacy work, like within days, like within months, all of a sudden I was in Vanity Fair, Cosmo, Forbes, Fast Company, like talking about OnlyFans. But you don't see those outlets reaching out to street-based workers who are directly impacted by some of the legislation that's coming up. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's because they view it as something that is much more palatable based on the fact that it's legal work. You know what I'm saying? And the amount of money, like you see a lot of stories about that are sensationalized, like OnlyFans, this person's making $30, $50, $100,000 a month, but you don't see people really talking about the stories of people who are struggling to make money, who are directly impacted by the way that these platforms center whiteness, the way that the algorithm centers whiteness, and the fact that there are black and brown people who can barely pay their rent while they're also proliferating their image on the internet. Like that's a whorephobic representation of the sex trades through media. Like, you know what I'm saying? So so that's what whorephobia means, and that's how a lot of times people participated in it, whether they realize it or not.
It's funny that you say that these things, because even I've participated, I think, in whorephobia. I remember OnlyFans started popping up originally, and I would see the girls starting to get into it who I might have known were strippers before,
Right.
but now your butthole's on the internet, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? When did you just go all out? When did this happen? And I may have spoken down on it because I didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't giving people the agency to be like, oh, do what you want and you have the right to your body, whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess it takes a minute before, especially as men, for us to really understand what it is to respect women, or what y'all go through, or the situations y'all may go through as sex workers, or just women, period.
And choices in general. Like, people have, a lot of men, particularly black men, are caught up behind what people will think when it comes down to, like, I'm dating this person who is a stripper, or I'm dating this person who's an OnlyFans model. Like, there are a lot of people who are very whorephobic around their relationships that they have with people, because they feel like somebody's going to look at them a certain kind of way, but that's that internalized whorephobia that allows people. I mean, and we see this discourse on the internet all the time, right? It's like, would you marry a stripper? Would you marry an OnlyFans model? Would you marry somebody who's a sex worker? And it's like, as if people, as if we are also not human beings who are worthy of love, who are capable of love, just because people, are more worried about whether their friends or their family might look at them a certain way because of the fact that they're seeing somebody who works in the sex trades. And it's like, but if your family or your friends truly love you for who you are, why should they give a fuck about what the person's background is? Like, this is not the 1800s. We're not marrying for the person who has the biggest amount of wealth in our, the most goats in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about human beings, and there are a lot of people who share the whorephobic view and idea that we're not human. You know what I'm saying? And
or don't deserve the same respect.
Or we don't deserve the same respect. And it's like, for me, it's like, okay, well, it's okay for people to go to to spend hundreds of dollars to go to a pole dancing class, but it's not okay for you to marry for you to be a stripper. Like, I don't understand the double standard there.
Loon, you good? You still got your glasses on. I can't tell what's going on with you. You've been quiet. I don't know if you sleep or if you really still playing Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. I don't know what's going on.
Ray Wonder.
If you just wanted me to say so, it was X. One, I feel like I've also participated in whorephobia, if that's what it is. Yeah. It's so funny because, like, guys will go and they get these girls that are like, the wifey types, the oh, she's a doctor, lawyer, nurse, virgin girl, or one body type girl, and then like complain that she's not freaky enough. Now it's like, damn, but she don't suck dick though, and now you out with a family. Or you know, you're encouraging your woman to like, oh, how about you go take pole dancing class or do something sexy for me? You know what I'm saying? So it's just so funny, like how the contradiction in everyday society just comes and it's there and it's in front of our faces and we just ignore it.
It happens all the time. Like it's actually what you're describing is called the Madonna whore complex, where men view the women that they want to have their children to be a wife and mother has to be a certain type of a woman, right? But that's the woman that they can't imagine that they're not going to put their dick in her mouth because she kisses their kids with the same lips. As if toothpaste and fucking mouthwash and water don't exist. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they'll go and they'll find another chick who is more freaky, who will suck their dick, who's down to do all of the dirty, disgusting things that they want so that they can be sexually satisfied, but they can't imagine that person is good enough for that, but they're not good enough for them to claim publicly or to have a real, you know, to build a foundation with. And, you know, I feel like that is starting to change as we have more representation of different types of Black love and different types of relationships that's being made much more visible. I mean, like podcasts like this, which allow us to be able to see and hear people who do have these kinds of relationships talking publicly about their sex lives and talking about the types of things that they're into. It's starting to disintegrate that shame and that guilt that people have over over what it means to be a whole human being.
But for me, I think it's easy for me to do it because I really don't care. I've always been like outside, you know, I not go against the grain, but I'm not in the cool circle. Like I create my own cool circle. I have done that. So I really don't care what nobody else thinks about me. That's just how I always am. But what about the guys? What do you tell the guys or the women that are concerned about what people are going to say, that are concerned about what their family are going to say? Like, just some advice from you who may have gone through that hate or love or acceptance or rejection. Some advice for those people. Yeah,
I mean, you know, I think that a lot of times people confuse, I mean, Bell Hooks, famously talks about this in her book, All About Love, the fact that a lot of people don't have a clear definition of what love is. And that they assume that love is, they mistake love for care, right? If your family loves you, like if they really love you, then no matter what decisions you make, they're gonna still be there for you. Like, do you know what I'm saying? They're still gonna like be, you know, they're gonna want you to be happy. And it doesn't matter if the person that the other person's past, they may have questions about, you know, out of care and concern for you, but ultimately if your family or if your friends see that you're happy and they see that this person is bringing nothing but positive things to your life, then they're not going to turn their back on, they shouldn't turn their back on you. And if they did, maybe they don't love you the way that they say they do.
You mentioned having mental health assistance in the BIPOC collective. Is there a higher need for mental health assistance when it comes to sex work? And if it is it based on the relationships, maybe negative relationships that are created, like say even with your family, or if starting to feel ostracized?
I'm glad that you asked that question because people ask this a lot. I don't think there's any higher, you know, I don't have the numbers, but I don't think there's any higher rate of need for mental health care. As Black people, we have a need for mental health care in our community. There's a lot of things that as we get older, we start to realize was trauma, you know, or adverse childhood experiences. But no, I don't think there is a higher need. I think that there's a higher need for specialized care. You know, I think that for all of us, like for me, when I'm looking for mental health or medical providers, I look for Black women first because I'm a Black woman. I look for somebody who's trauma informed because I've experienced trauma. You know, I had cancer twice. You know, I have other types of shit that's gone on in my life. I look for someone who's sex positive. I look for someone who's queer positive. And in an ideal world, I look for people who have experience working with people who are in alternative relationships, because I'm ethically non-monogamous. And then I also look for people, and then last, I'm looking for someone who's sex work friendly, or who has experience in working with sex workers. But a lot of people don't. Like most of the information that therapists are receiving when they're in schools, when they're still in school, is very whorephobic. Like it conflates sex trafficking and sex work. And so there's a really fantastic program, the Equitable Care Certification, which is run by Raquel Savage, and Zep Wellness. They provide training for therapists to work with sex workers. And I was really honored to be asked to participate in that curriculum and being one of the voices of the curriculum and using my own lived experiences. But the work that they're doing over there is phenomenal because it gives therapists an opportunity to learn how to work with our population.
Yeah. As a person who does work in the mental health field, I actually work in a mental health facility. I work in a psychiatric ward. I will say that there isn't a higher need of, to piggyback off of what you said, the answer is no. There isn't a higher need for sex workers in reference of therapy. But what I will say is, just based off of what you said, when you look at all the criteria that have to be aligned, it's damn sure 10 times harder to find one that fits you. You know what I'm saying?
And you're probably not going to find one that takes your insurance.
Exactly. So
now, you also work with another program as well.
Yeah.
Besides the BIPOC Collective.
Oh my gosh, I am so busy. Let me tell
I
you.
can tell.
I'm actually on the steering committee of two anti-trafficking one anti-trafficking organization. I'm the National Survivor Network. I'm also on the steering committee of Me Too International Survivors Agenda, which is really amazing. I'm super honored to be able to be a part of that work. But I think what you're referring to is I have a creative project that I'm working on right now. So it's kind of wild to even say this, but I was asked to take part in a project called Archiving the Black Web. It is at Northeastern University, and they asked me they're teaching me how to become an archivist, which is someone who archives material. Like these three black women, they got like a $250 million grant from the Mellon Foundation. I'm not one of the people who got that money, but they got all this money to basically teach black people how to archive something that is black on the internet, like so that we can whatever thing. They came to me and said, whatever thing you want to archive on the black web, you can do that.
Now, why would you want to do that?
For prosperity. And so I asked them if I could archive my career through the lens of black pleasure and black sexuality, and they said yes. And then they gave me a PhD research student from University of Michigan, who also just happened to be from my neighborhood in Flint.
Shout out to Flint.
She just happened to be from my neighborhood. So she's going to be working with me while I'm archiving this project. And so I get to go back. I mean, I've been on, my first website went up in 2000. The homepage went up in 1999, which is kind of wild. This is part of my research.
Yeah. 24 years.
But we found this, she's been working with me on all of this stuff. So I'm going to be pulling old blogs, old interviews. This interview will probably wind up being a part of the work.
We would be honored.
Shout out to the Flint.
But it'll be really great because I get to, I want to show how, but also tweets. Message board posts, I want to be able to show not just stuff from my career personally, but also people's response to my career, right? Because there's been a lot of I was doxxed back in 2007. I was, myself and 15,000 other porn stars were doxxed. And
what does dox mean?
Yeah, I was about to say and let you continue.
When somebody is, when your personal, your private information, your legal name, your address, your maybe phone number, links to, for me it was they posted links to my then minor children's Facebook pages, my family members' Facebook pages, in an attempt to shame or cause harm. We see it happen a lot when people, we see it happen a lot with Karens, right? Where there's, some crazy, white woman does something, harmful, and then the next thing we know, everybody's information, that all of her information is on the internet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's doxing. But people have a tendency of wanting to dox sex workers simply because they dare to exist publicly. Like, when I was doxed, the page that they put up for me with all of this personal information, like, they basically said that because I dared to be so public about the fact that I was both a mother and a whore, like going back to this thing about whorephobia, that I deserved to be doxed this way, right? And so, that's what doxing is.
Get it?
They doxed me too. They put me on Lipstick Alley, put my address, my name, talking about I live in the basement. I said, I
live on the fucking second floor.
Flights of
Wish we lived in the basement.
Yeah.
Get to the cellar. But it is what it is. It obviously doesn't affect me as much as it does you, and I'm very proud and honored to have you here.
Thank you.
We would like to get into some freaky things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the best segue.
It wasn't, but it worked.
It was a horrible segue.
That's
Very.
a horrible segue.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, we're talking about violence.
But I will say, yeah. But I will say that one of the things that I'm most excited about archiving is my old blogs, because there was a period in time when I blogged every day for a year on MySpace. Those blogs later got moved to like LiveJournal and Blogger. So while the MySpace blogs are gone, the other blogs are still there. And there, I was like, and also like I was vlogging on YouTube at the beginning of vlogging on YouTube. So there's like a handful of those vlogs where I talk about my sex life. I talk about my partners. There was my partner in LA. We had, like, I was his second wife. He was in a poly, ethically non-monogamous marriage. And then I was his second wife, and not on paper, but I was his second wife. And then we had a wife. And so there's a lot of blogs about that relationship.
Jesus
and so I'm
Christ.
really excited to be, as a part of this bigger conversation around Black sexuality and Black pleasure, to be able to talk about like how I was exploring my sexuality and my career while simultaneously navigating these relationships. Right.
That was complicated as hell.
It's not though. Like, it's because
you were married.
He was married.
He was married to one.
Yeah.
He was, not on paper, but bond-wise married to you.
Married to me.
And
the
then,
hood marriage.
And then you guys both had
We had a wife
else.
that we shared. So I was rereading the blogs as a part of this research project. I was going through and rereading them, and I had to reach out and send a text. I was like, yo. And actually, because he and I, we reconnected last year for the first time in 4 years. And the whole time we were fucking, after he gave me the massage and cracked my back, the whole time we were fucking, we were talking about all of the different sexual experiences that we had together.
While you were fucking?
While we were fucking.
Remember that time?
Remember that time?
Remember
that time?
Oh my
Remember
God.
this? Remember that? Remember this?
Fuck your butt.
Jesus, Lord. Where can people find these archived things? How can they search them?
Like if you go on Blogger or LiveJournal, you can just search Sinnamon Love and it'll pop up. If you go on YouTube, I haven't updated my YouTube channel in like 7 years. Like it's been empty, or probably longer than that. But it's like you could go on there and you can like see old videos of me talking about like my lovers and shoots that I was doing and breaking music and like all this stuff. Like I was breaking new music. There was a blog. There was one video where I was watching some of them, but there was one video where I was like, oh my God, this new Chrisette Michelle. It's like, or this new, let me introduce you to this, to this group called like Little Brother that I'm really into, like, stuff like that was happening.
You have me wondering. I want to ask. You've been through so much in life. There's a stigma that sex workers have done it all. They've been through it all. Do you still have fantasies?
I do.
Throughout all of these things, because when you mentioned
do.
Chrisette Michelle, I thought you was gonna be like, I was playing pussy, listening to Chrisette Michelle.
No, like talking about like just breaking music. Yeah.
What would your fantasy that you might want to share
My
with us?
fantasy
Something that you
is-
haven't done.
Ooh. Well, I frequently fantasize about threesomes. That's usually my go-to. It gets me off like that. Like, because I love watching my partner fuck somebody and doggy while the other person's eating my pussy.
Oh my God, I love it.
I
love it.
That's my go-to
I love it.
every time. But then other fantasies, like I'm you know, I want to have sex with someone, and you know, I want to go hiking and have sex with somebody. I want to go skinny dipping and, you know, have sex in the woods. Like that I've never done. I want to have sex while skydiving. That I want to do.
I told y'all about this. Did I not tell y'all about this? I told you. Y'all was like, oh, I don't know how. Here, Tiana. I don't know how it's going to work.
Because you're usually strapped to somebody else.
All right, well, two women strap each other all the time. This isn't a thing.
But there are people who have done it.
There
are people who have done it. You'd have to get like a certain number of like jumps in order to be able to just jump. But yeah. But actually, maybe if the skydive instructor is also one of the performers, you could have like a whole DP thing happening. Yeah, no, I'm with that.
A DP thing happening. A DP thing happening? Oh, that might be a Guinness Book World Record.
a DP while skydiving.
It has to be. We need to search that. Somebody needs to search that.
Guinness doesn't do explicit records, but
we can make a record. We can make a record. Yeah, I mean, but it could be giving head, like you know. I want to do that. Yeah. I also like, because I like public sex. Like I like the idea of public sex. You know, I've been wanting to have sex in a bathroom, in like a nightclub bathroom, which I haven't done in a long time. I actually broke the sink at Cirque Quebec down in Chinatown.
And you're telling on yourself right now?
I've told this story. I've told this story, but this is like a million years. This is like in the late '90s. Like I broke the sink, but I've been wanting to have sex in another bathroom. Eons.
Every time he says eons, we gotta hit the bell.
But I've been wanting to have sex. Like I had a partner last year that I was like, we were talking about it, and we were at the House of Yes one night, like actually the Egyptian Lover was playing, and we went into this bathroom, and then we were standing there, and I was like, I guess, are we gonna do it? No, it's too dirty. Like, it's like, I was like, the bathroom's too dirty. I don't want to do it. But it was like I have a fantasy of like having sex in like a restaurant bathroom or like something provocative like that.
Mine is her going under the table. At the
that.
Restaurant.
I've done that.
Under the table? Yeah. You've gone under?
Yeah.
And performed down there?
Yeah.
How? You just didn't care?
I went under the table. We were in a booth.
You're in a booth?
Yeah, we were in a booth.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Lights
were dim. It was, you know, it was sexy.
Apron?
Yeah, it had like a tablecloth.
Oh, baby, that's it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. I'll let you know when the food
I'm
gets
all
here.
about that. I also like, I like, in theory, I like the idea of someone of wearing like a panty with a vibrator in it. Ooh. Like in theory. Yeah. But the reality is that I squirt a lot. So it's like the idea
sounds good on paper.
Like, it's not gonna work. It sounds good on paper, but the reality is that I'm gonna walk out with like, you know, the whole lower half of my dress.
Now the manager of Red Lobster telling us we're not allowed to come back.
You know I love to go there.
Take my.
How you gonna squirt in Red Lobster? Oh my god!
I'm gonna grab these biscuits.
Did you always squirt? Did you learn it?
But I've never really shot squirting videos because I have more of a trickle. Or I pool. I don't like shoot across. Like sometimes I shoot across the room, and I can't manufacture it to like make myself do it every time. So I've only shot like a couple of squirt videos, like because it's not something that I can predict. It's like people always talk about my purring, like when I come. And they're like, can you do that? And I'm like, I can't do it. Like, it's something that has to happen naturally in the moment when I'm climaxing, and then I can do it.
I know what you mean. You got to be in character.
Yeah, because it's and actually like Sinnamon Love isn't really a character. It's like it's just another part of my personality. It's the part of my personality that is not. It's the part of my personality that made 3 kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but it's not like
Tell Cinnamon I said hey.
Now, Loon has known to have a thing for women older than him. Now, he isn't our age.
I just turned 30.
Oh, shit.
See the way he said it?
Yeah.
I just turned 30.
You just turned 30?
In your experience, who have been better lovers? Older men or younger men? Got a 48-year-old here and a 30-year-old there.
I would say men my age.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn it! I just did the math.
I thought that you were. I thought that you were gonna win that. Why?
think so.
What's the difference?
I think that younger guys tend to be a little more intimidated in reality. Like they like the idea of me, but I think they tend to be a little more intimidated. For I get a lot of younger guys.
What is the intimidating factor though?
The fact that I'm Sinnamon Love.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The fact that I'm Sinnamon Love. I get it all the time. I get guys who are like, they're constantly in my comments, and it gives me the creeps. But they'll say like, I've been watching you since I was 13, 14, 15.
I said 17, 18. Too.
Yeah, and I'm like, first of all, where were your parents? And second, don't say that on the internet. Like, don't say that out loud. Like, I don't want people thinking that I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what do you expect me to say? You expect me to be like, oh my God, that's so hot. Like, no, bitch. Like, that
Tell
is
me
not
your
hot.
story.
That is not hot. Like where were your parents? Like, you know what I'm saying? But
this is a special
but
crime
I get
unit.
it. It's like, back in the day, they found their, like you were saying, like you found somebody's porn stash in the closet or in the under the bed or whatever,
trunk.
and now it's on the phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get it, but I just don't want to hear that shit. And I think, and a lot of younger guys, I think they're intimidated by my expertise.
Hey.
Loon,
What's up?
my friend, Doctor. You got to do the la la.
Not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Pretty please.
See? Yeah.
All right,
And
then.
that's not the one he does involuntary. That was a controlled.
Tongue be like, oh, here.
Yeah. As a younger man, do you think that you could teach older women some new tricks?
I feel, me personally, I feel like you can learn anything from anybody, really. I don't go into situations thinking that because somebody's younger than me, that I can't learn anything. And I don't go into situations thinking just because she's older than me, she's going to teach me something. Right. I feel like you got to be really open-minded when it comes to things like that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there might be a certain situation or stipulation where I might maybe show her some shit she probably didn't know, and vice versa. So yeah,
tell me some things that you didn't know.
I think for me, like, my days of teaching people is over. So in that context, so I'm just not really looking, like, I know that there's a lot of younger guys out there who are looking for a cougar to teach them some things, and I'm like,
freak me out.
I don't want to teach you nothing. Like, I want you to come
assembled.
I want you to come already. Yeah, like, I don't
IKEA.
have the energy for that. Like, I don't want to spend. This is not work for me. I don't want it to be work. I want it to be fun, and I don't want to. I actually was seeing somebody for a while who I started feeling like they should be paying me a consultation fee. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm like sending them this workshop and sending them this book and sending them this class, and like so that to try to get them caught up to speed with me. I need somebody that's on the same that's on the same frequency, the same speed. Like, I need them to be like, oh, yeah, we can get together and we can actually do some shit. Like, I don't want to have to spend half my time teaching.
Maybe this is what the problem is. This is what the disconnect is, Cinnamon. This is what the problem is.
Yo, if you drop that phone one more time.
That's the dick. So boom, right? I told them that I wanted to jump out a plane and fuck skydiving.
Yeah.
Everybody in here told me, no. Maybe it's just a thing about our era.
Have you been skydiving?
No.
I've been skydiving. I had somebody take me to. I had someone take me skydiving. I was dating, actually, they were from Miami. They were from Florida.
Oh, my
mistake number one.
They came to visit me in LA, and I made this amazing lobster lasagna, which is my go-to meal that I make to like get people hooked.
Shit, what the fuck you make that?
And afterwards, he was like, oh my God, he was like having an orgasm as we were talking.
I'm having one right now.
As he was eating, and he's like, oh my God, he's like, I want to take you skydiving, and I was like, okay, because he was a skydiver, and he's like, I want to take you skydiving, and so he took me skydiving as a thank you for making him this lobster lasagna.
Did y'all kiss in the air?
We kissed in the air. I have a photo of us kissing in the air.
I knew it. How did I know that?
Man, listen, where's the recipe?
For the lobster lasagna. People have been asking for this recipe since you streamed, and I'm still not.
You're not gonna give us the recipe.
No.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have much time left.
God damn it.
So we need to move on into the hard
Or soft.
and the soft. Now, the hard are things that men like in the bedroom, but today we have a special guest, and I'd like to know what makes her hard. Maybe her clitoris hard, or what makes her vulva wet.
Ooh.
Does the vulva get wet, or is it the vagina? What is it? The vulva?
The vulva's good.
The whole vulva gets wet.
Vulva's good. You did good.
Vulva's
You,
the
All right.
whole thing.
yeah.
Sinnamon Love, please tell us what makes you.
What makes me wet? Well, I mentioned this earlier. Like, I'm really, really into threesomes. Like, I'm a voyeur, and I'm really into threesomes. But I have to be stimulated by somebody, like, intellectually. I like when someone does. I like being touched. Like, if it's whether like the small of my back and also like the hair on the nape of my neck, like just touching that like really gets me going. I like a whisper in my ear when we're like out in public, like to tell me some dirty thing that we're gonna do later or something that you want to do to me. Like that for me is like gets me really, really turned on.
Just playing with my mentality. Hold
Yeah.
on. Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't get to say this last week. And I think the question was, what's the best part of sex for me? Now, for me personally, I'm just going to use this as my heart. The climax. The build up when I realize, because, like, think about it like this, right? You're having sex with somebody and their body gets so overwhelmed by what's happening, whether it's physically, mentally, whatever it is, whatever their body is going through, that there's like a rush of energy that makes them erupt.
Yeah.
And you did that. We did that. Like the things that your body just did was because of our that is the fucking illest thing in the world. And it's literally because of the way you're feeling about me and you, me licking, me touching, me talking, me breathing. Nothing. Ooh.
You about to bust one right now.
So nothing makes me hard.
You need some water? You need some water? You need a smoke?
Just think about that. Just think about when somebody, just think about the somebody ejaculated, whether it's women, whether it's men, when they shaking off your shit. That's all for you. They be like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did that to you. Baby. What's good, Dr. Tong?
Well, shit, I don't got nothing on that. That shit motherfucking went last, bitch.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I don't want to say what the fuck I was
I've been
about to
holding
say.
it for 2 weeks, man. I came hard.
What I realized I like about sex, I like the indentation of her back. So like, when like the shit just be so lit, they tense up and they in a fake push-up position. You just like the shoulder blades pop out and it's like a little indentation in the back. Yeah, I just like
too.
when the back.
Or them little
My
dips
favorite-
back there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
have
it's
those
just-
dips
you
too.
see those
I have those
dips.
dips. My favorite part on a woman's body, I know this wasn't one question, but I just want to throw it out.
love
My
it.
favorite part on a woman's body is that little triangle shape right where the thighs meet the pussy. Like
Oh,
it's like this
yes,
actually.
yes.
But yeah, it's like right there. But no, like the actual space in between the pussy and the thighs.
Yo,
like,
I know
it
it's
makes
like
a little
yo,
upside
yes,
down
son,
triangle.
that shit
That is my favorite part.
Every girl don't have it though.
That's true.
I'm gonna tell
Oh my
y'all
God. It's like the
what I
little
should.
thigh gap. It's like a gap.
Sometimes it might be a little smaller, but that little spot
Oh
is like.
yes, I
I'm
mean
gonna
you got
tell y'all
fat
some
pussies
things
too.
that I shouldn't say, but I'm not gonna show you. The girl from the listener letter,
Oh, did she DM you?
bro. I got pictures. I got videos. Her arch is crazy. She says the arch in doggy style, right?
Oh.
Booty looking crazy. Then she slapped it. Bow.
And it jiggled.
Oh, it jiggled, baby. Oh, baby. Look, I'm spitting and shit. Nigga. Her pussy fat like a little hamburger, son. This shit crazy.
White Castle?
Bruh.
Is it
No,
White Castle?
like Wendy's,
Like
nigga,
a-
that shit. Nigga, it's the two buns.
She got
It's
a-
like the all beef patty.
Nice.
special
She got
sauce.
a whop. She got a Whopper.
Special
Nice.
She got
That
a
is
Whopper.
Bro,
Special
it's
sauce.
fat.
With cheese?
PHH.
No A or T. Just
Fat.
It just
And she just be wiping that shit. It's, oh, baby. pardon me, it's a fan just reached out to me and she was like, listen, I need to suck that dick while you're doing the show.
Nice.
I'm into everything y'all doing over there. I want to show you some shit. I want you to pee on me. She said, I want you to pee on me. I was like, really?
You're in for a surprise.
Yeah.
I am the greatest.
I love that.
You're in.
Good job.
For a
A surprise.
That was good.
Is that a title?
That was good. That was good. You're in.
You're
for
a hater.
surprise.
You're a hater. You're a hater. You're a
Well,
hater.
maybe. Write it down.
That was
Write it
good.
down.
You know what? Thank you for not being a hater, man.
That being said, you're in for a surprise was a great tight. Good time.
That was good.
Miro night. Miro night.
We need to move into the soft. The things men or women or people don't like about sex. The things that make us soft. You want to start this off, Loon?
Yeah, you know, you just Michael Jackson. I can't go after your ass. So let me just get my little whack ass shit out the way. This is let me just first start by saying I'm only talking about this when with somebody that you're with, your partner. I hate when my partner is too drunk. I feel like there's a certain level of tipsiness that should be sustained if we're gonna have like sexual activities. And it ain't even about like a comfort thing. When you just drunk and you just lazy and you just laying there looking all stupid, I just can't stand that shit. Like it just be like, I feel like I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like somebody wanted to do it with me one time that I was a young lady that I was with.
Eons ago?
Nah, yeah, very, very long time
Was
ago.
that last week?
Eons ago, maybe a couple years ago.
Eons
Eons
ago.
ago. You know, not you. Don't. Get used to it. You know, and it was just, and I don't know. I just don't really like that shit. Like, I'd rather you just get drunk and go to bed. Like, if you too drunk and you know you drunk, just leave me alone.
Turn me
tomorrow.
off immediately.
Like,
I don't want to smell your breath.
Yo, and then
Yeah.
you smell like mad casa.
I don't like it.
Yo, one time I was with my lady, and we were out, and she got so drunk when I ate her pussy, I dead ass tasted the Patron. Like I tasted it. I like
in her box.
Yeah, because you know that shit. Like it's like it. Yeah, like it leaks, bro. Like your pH. Nah, I wasn't pee.
She was peeing out Patron.
It wasn't pee. Wasn't pee. I'm tired of getting pissed on. It was not pee. I'm declaring it not pee.
Listen, you got Cinnamon here. She's with all of that shit.
I'm with all that.
Cinnamon.
Don't threaten me
Yes.
with a good time.
What makes me soft?
Things that make
makes me
you
hard.
dry.
It makes me dry. Don't ask me to talk dirty. I know that people are into that, but don't ask me to talk dirty. Like if I'm in it, then my brain disconnects from my body, and I can't talk. Like I can't think of, like for me, it just all sounds corny. It sounds like it sounds like when I'm saying it sounds like I'm in a porno. Like, and I don't want.
Trying too hard.
Yeah, it feels like I'm trying too hard, and it's like my brain disconnects, and I can't. My mouth don't work. I mean, it works in other ways, but I can't. My ability to connect my thoughts and my speech is like really hard. So it's like when I'm in the moment, like I can make noise, but I can't really speak. And so asking me to talk dirty is like really hard. That's a hard one.
Do you talk during sex?
No.
Not at all. You're very quiet.
I'm very vocal, but I don't talk.
So screaming, moaning,
screaming.
Like that.
Yeah, that feels more natural to me. But asking me to like have a conversation, like, you know, except for with my one partner where we talk about our past experiences, like that is different. But like, you know, like, oh, put it in my, do that, do this, do that, like that for me is, you know, unless I'm giving direction, then it's like otherwise just talking dirty doesn't feel natural to me.
I will say that I tend to agree. I talk if the mood makes me, if the whatever character I'm in, if that makes me. But like, talk to me, daddy. Tell me you like this pussy. It's like,
I like this pussy. Now what?
It's great.
Good job.
I
Good
wish
job.
I could. Good job.
very
I do
wet.
that a little bit. It's very wet.
It's giving.
This is a great position you're in.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't. It's not. I
A
don't.
little to the left.
It doesn't work that way for me. It works if it comes up. If it's like, yo, you like this shit, yo, she's feel good.
I like
whatever.
talking beforehand. Like I like when we're talking. Like I like when we're out and you're whispering in my ear and you're like, I can't wait to get you home, and you know I want to put my fingers inside you. Like I like it. I like all of that as a part of the lead up and the foreplay. But in the moment, like I'm not even thinking about.
I hate having the thought patterns.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about the way that I feel. I'm in my body. I'm not in my head. So being able to talk is like really hard.
Nice. So that sounds like men. It's like their brain don't work when they dick hard.
Yeah, my brain don't work when my pussy's wet, and I definitely have been known to say some things that I don't mean. So I
you be like, I love you.
Maybe you're the best.
Yo, finding out that women have told men you're the best.
Yeah.
I love this dick. I love this dick, and you ain't mean it. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why'd you say it then? You didn't have to say it.
Because I meant it in that moment.
That's a no. We gotta talk about that later.
We need to bring that back.
Something you said during sex that you didn't quite mean.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all what made me soft. Loon made me soft.
Oh. Well, I hope I always make you soft. God damn it.
Someone in the chat says.
Yo, we're not doing this.
I'm on my way to a play party.
Oh my god.
This week.
Son.
You're going where?
I was on my way to a play party that our fabulous producer, Glittersaurus Rex, set me up for.
Nice.
Right? First play party that I was going to by myself,
Ooh.
out of a relationship. I'm like, I'm gonna go have fun, enjoy myself. I haven't had too many experiences like this. I'm going. I'm driving to the play party. I get a phone call. It's Dr. Tongue.
Oh, no.
Using his tongue to tell me, hey, I see your girl, your ex over here. She's with a guy.
Oh, why would you do that?
I don't know this nigga. I'm like, bro, why are you telling me that? We're not together. Why are you telling me? He's like, nah, I think you should know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I asked y'all not to tell me what she's doing. I know she has a right to talk. By the way,
you never told me that.
Did you just lie?
I don't recall you ever telling me that.
Now I don't recall.
I don't recall.
Wow.
I literally asked, do not tell me nothing. She's out, I'm out. We're both doing our thing. It is what it is. The man proceeds to go, all right, bro. Well, I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'll let you know if anything else happens. And hangs up the phone.
And you on your way to the play party.
And I was. My dick wasn't.
Oh.
Because now I'm at the play party. I'm just sitting there like, with the stupid face. You know what I'm saying? My head is out the game. I'm not in the game.
Somebody in the chat says, niggas don't listen.
Yo, so let me ask you a question.
But when women say that,
hold on. So let me ask you a question, right? And I don't want you to lie because I know you tend to do that sometimes. If you would have found out that I saw her at the party with another nigga and didn't tell you, what would you say?
What? I mean, you could have told me later. Like, yeah, I did see her.
Did I know you were going to a play party?
Yeah, you asked me.
No, I did not.
You literally asked me when I got on the phone.
What I said?
Yo, where you at? You coming to Tequila Fest? I said, nah, I'm going to the play party. You said, oh, I see today here she with a nigga.
Yo, do you want me to hit him for you?
But no, but I just want to know.
But wait, this was eons ago. Why are we so dwelling on this?
But
Eons.
why? What would you expecting me to do with that information?
Yo, King, listen, I just did it for you. I would want you to do for me.
But what would I expect you to do?
I don't know.
I probably would not tell you.
We love people the way we want to be loved. We supposed to love them the way they want to be loved.
You know, Cinnamon, you was my favorite up until just now.
But Cinnamon,
you're doing so good.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
You're doing so good.
I wouldn't tell him knowing that they broke up and you're off doing you right here while they're there.
Bro,
because I would not want you to have that visceral reaction to come here and do some crazy shit or play yourself or nothing like that. I wouldn't. Y'all not together. I would counsel you not to react to this. So why would I say something to you that would make you react?
Because she's not even from Brooklyn. She's out here. You want to make sure she's safe. You know, you don't know what's going on.
She's obviously very safe.
You don't know what's going. You don't know what's going on. You want to know people whereabouts and shit like that.
I mean, not after you broke up.
Cinnamon. I'm gonna ask you nicely to not do this. And then here's my problem. He gonna tell her that I told him.
I didn't tell it. I didn't tell
Well,
it.
I mean, we're telling the whole world right now.
He told the whole world a couple days ago. 50,000 people. Yeah, Loon called me. Nigga, you gonna say one of my mans called me. You gonna say me? I'm telling you this.
Wait.
Accountability.
Accountability.
I don't have that cup.
You don't know the fundamental rules on our show are sex, love, relationships, whether they be with the next or not, and accountability.
Y'all are full of shit. That's all I'm gonna say. and I'm gonna fuck all of that. It be me against the world. I did what I thought was the right thing to fucking do. If I could replay it again,
What if you told him
the
next time you saw him in person, so that whatever it was that he was doing at the moment, it wasn't interrupted by the unexpected conversation.
Cinnamon, Tahoe is a diabolical motherfucker.
I knew he's gonna blame it on me.
He is the type of nigga that'll be like, "Yo, so you see today at Tequila Fest with a nigga? You didn't think to tell me that?
Yeah.
Are y'all friends? Like, is this your friend? Like, is this
I would probably say that.
Is this who you're siding with? Just let me know, bro. Like, the memes and shit was cool. No, I'm not done. Hear me out. The memes and shit was cool, but now you're hiding. You're like, what are you doing?
They send each other memes.
Are you an accomplice?
They send each other.
You're an accomplice in this crime. So because I know my friend, I know my brother, I said, you know what? I am not gonna give him. I'd rather get your dick soft than you think I'm not loyal. So listen, it is what it is. I run with it. It's cool.
That.
I do too.
Do what you want with that information.
It was an inopportune moment for me.
Did you get back into the game at the play party?
I wound up leaving. I was just out of it. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't there. But I'm not mad at Loon for doing it. I'm just saying he made me soft.
He made me soft.
As I should.
You were cock blocking. I think he owes you one.
He owes me a nut?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
We are entering into the last segment of the pod. Loon, you going to the bathroom?
I gotta get some paper towels.
All right. Them glasses heat up his face. We are entering into the last segment of the pod. This has been such a great episode. Thank you so much for being here with us. We've been waiting for you for some time, and you did not disappoint. But
thank you.
We have to ask you for one more thing.
Okay.
Of course, as men, we always try to get women to just give us, or let us give them, the tip. But here, we ask you to give one to us. Something that you've learned, something that you like partners to try sexually or whatever it may be that might increase their experience. Something that you said, yo, you know what? This did something for me.
Oh, yeah. I love a good tease and denial. So I like to sit on my partner's face, my male partner's face, and instead of, because, I can't think clearly enough to actually do a 69, but because once it gets going good, I stop. But I do like to sit on someone's face.
I hate that shit when they just holding your shit. You go, and they just holding your shit. You like.
But I like to sit on someone's face and then lean forward and jerk them off. And what I like to do is every time they need air, I stop stroking their dick. So it's like, in order for me to get off their face, then they have to give up the nut. So that for me is one of my favorites.
You gonna die for this nut, nigga?
You gonna die for this nut?
You finna die for this nut?
You gonna die for this nut? And so it's like I like to sit on their face and stroke their dick. And every time they need some air, they'll just tap my thigh and get out, and I'll lift my butt and stop stroking it. And then when they're ready, I'll sit back down and start stroking again. And then when they need a nut, they need a break, they'll tap me. And so they have to decide. And I like to tease. In this instance, I do like to talk. Because I like to tease and say, okay, how much do you want to come? do you want me? Do you really need air? Do you really need oxygen, or do you want this nut?
Yo, why are you smiling so hard?
She's diabolical. You see,
She's dying.
She's diabolical. But that wouldn't work for a nigga like me, because I'm like, yo, bitch, why you ain't kill me yet? Like, why am I still here? This nut has to come.
But you'll be surprised. Like, most guys will definitely choose the nut over air.
Have you ever had somebody pass out?
No, I've never had anybody pass out because I am conscious of the fact that I don't want them to actually pass out. Mm-hmm. But most guys will like tap out as opposed to like trying to get the nut. Like, if you need air, obviously I'm going to give you air. This is safe and consensual, and I'm not trying to have to like do CPR. But but it is such a it really is fun. It's called tease and denial, where you're denying the orgasm. You're teasing the person with the orgasm, and you're denying them the orgasm. And so I suggest anybody try it at least once, because it is so much fun. The guys tell me that the blood rush to the head, because they're like, suffocating from ass and pussy and can't breathe, can't see nothing, and it's like it sends a rush to both heads actually, and the orgasm winds up being really intense. Mm-hmm.
Man, I didn't expect one to be that powerful, but I guarantee you that's probably people are in there. Look, all in the chat right now.
Orgasm control is hella
they
fun.
Are. He's the master of all of this. I'm sure he knows who you are, and you guys hopefully will meet one day. But we have to find out where to find you.
Yes. For now, I'm still on Instagram at I am Sinnamon Love.
That's
SINNAMON Love, LOVE. You can also find me on Spills and Trends at Sinnamon Love. You can find me on Twitter until Musk takes it down, or runs it into the ground at Sinnamon Love. And of course, you can find me on OnlyFans at Sinnamon Love rather. So.
And
those are all the good
we will
places.
be watching. Now, I'm telling you, our community itself has celebrated the fact that you are huge as an advocate for sex workers, and obviously your career.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the greatest. Thank you so much for coming to our show. I'm humbled beyond belief. I'm telling you, I can't even believe that you're here.
In my old neighborhood too.
Shout out to Flint,
right? She used to. Cinnamon used to live very close to here. I told you, Janet Jackman used to live in. I'm still looking for you, Janet. If you're out there, come back over.
Yep.
She's been here before.
Come back home.
I was scared of Janet's pussy. I thought that she knew way more than I did back then. I wasn't really.
She has a professional pussy.
She's an incredible performer, but I was scared. I think that she was interested in it, but I was scared because I've only fucked with
regular.
I've been doing this for mad long. Yeah. I ain't even was doing none of this. I wasn't doing none of that. So I was very scared.
You're single now. I don't know if Janet's single, but it sounds like you just put an ad out.
Yeah, we probably should get back
to
together.
Reconnect.
Yeah, Janet, if you're out there,
y'all know how I met her.
Hit her email up. See what's going on. I told you. Sex, love, relationships, and accountability.
And snitching.
This is the Hard or Soft show. Excellent. When you say freaky, what's freaky? What you mean by freaky? All right, if I do this, you're not going to tell your friends, right?